Everyone, and welcome to the 9th episode of Shooting Stars Live. Very, very excited this evening because we have a very special guest. We have RichardHammer. RichardHammer is a full-time Twitch streamer. He's co-founder of the Isaac Racing League Balls of Steel, and best of all, he's a fellow Michigander. RichardHammer, what's going on, man? Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I'm really excited to have you. You're the first Michigander.
There's not many of us.
There's not. Why is that?
Not enough. I don't know. We have a pretty big gaming scene, too. I know when I played Halo and Magic and all those things, we have a lot of kids who play, but not a lot of Twitchers.
Wait, did you play, like, physical Magic?
Oh, yeah.
Back in, like, school, or you still play? Or?
I got out of it right before Twitch.
I like how you say you got out of it. Like, it's...
I sold everything. That was part of how I survived starting out on Twitch.
What was your favorite card or most valuable card? Did you get into like building decks, or how far did you get with it?
Oh, I got way into it. Actually, like crazy into it. I had a full Arabian Nights set, which was pretty valuable at one time. Yeah.
How did you get that?
My mother bought a card and comic shop when I was a kid.
What? So when you were a kid, like how old were you roughly?
11. Okay. I think 10 or 11.
So 10.
She really wanted to do it and thought that me and my older brother could like help her start a business.
Yeah.
But an 11-year-old and a 15-year-old, we really couldn't. So we just ended up with a ton of comics and cards.
You just want to open the packs. You don't want to work there.
Oh yeah.
So I'm guessing
my 21st birthday, I got packs of Stronghold, which you may not know, but that's a set from the 90s. So for my 21st birthday.
That's all. Okay, so I'm writing this down because we got to talk about we're right off the rails. But so I mean, I'm guessing your mom opened it in the late.
She never actually opened it.
No,
she wanted to, never succeeded.
But should she buy all the inventory?
Oh yeah, bought all their inventory.
Wait,
so I grew up with an interesting collection of stuff.
Wait, so what type of Magic stuff did she buy that you remember having?
Had tens of thousands of cards and comics and Warhammer figurine. I mean, a whole hobby shop.
Dude, that's like
it was a small town hobby shop, so it wasn't like a crazy, but it was $30,000 worth of inventory or something like that.
What, for a kid, were you just like, this is normal? Like, did you know that wasn't normal to have like all these
I knew
cool
it was.
things?
I knew it was crazy, and I tried to even at 11, I tried to explain to my mother that it was crazy, but she thought we could do it.
No, I meant not normal
as a family.
I meant not normal, like having a kid having like access to all this.
We were actually really good about it. We didn't open much of it. We didn't get any. We started getting it as we realized this store was never going to open. But for the longest time, my mom really wanted to. We left it all. It was going to be inventory.
So you weren't sneaking like opening like.
We read some of the comics and stuff because they had some like the full Spawn series and stuff like that. So I got into comics for a little bit off of it, but yeah, never really sneaking packs or anything like that.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, we're going to circle back to that, but
all right.
But welcome to the show. One of the things we do to kind of break the ice, although we've just shattered the ice with the Magic the Gathering.
I'm sorry.
No, it's awesome. That's great. I love Magic.
I'm a big fan. I wish I could still play. Someday they'll have a real online, and we can play that instead of Hearthstone, right?
Yeah, I mean that's what like the client. Have you played Magic Online?
Oh yeah.
The client's like looks like it's from AOL or something.
It's so bad. It's so hard to play.
I'm just trying to think. What's the most valuable card in Arabian Nights? I know there's a couple of big dogs in there.
Is it Juice and Gin?
I think so.
I think it is. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've looked. Like I said, that's 3 years ago. I got rid of everything. So.
All right. So from Magic to trending topics specific to you. So what we do, Dick, when you bring someone on the show, we pick a couple current topics in gaming that are specific to your area or things that I know that you like, or I think you like.
I have an area.
You have? Well, yeah.
All right, let's see what you think my area is.
Okay, first area. I'm wearing my Balls of Steel shirt, by the way.
I see that. Okay. I was gonna compliment it, but I forgot. Actually, I just thought it was Cobalt. So I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I was wearing a Cobalt shirt. What a guy! No. But I forgot it's ours.
Yeah,
that's right.
I wouldn't do that to you. All right, so Afterbirth Plus. Where's your hype level for that? Are you excited about it? Do you think you'll mess around with that?
I will definitely play it. I mean, there's no doubt I will play it. I'm not the kind of guy that likes to keep a game alive forever. And I feel like we're getting to that point with Isaac. It'll never be what it was, you know. And of course, we all wanted it to survive. But I haven't played Isaac in almost a month, which is the longest in my Twitch career. So, um,
What do you mean you want it to survive?
I want it to survive, but at the same time, I don't want to, just do whatever it takes. Modding and stuff is like Minecraft, for example. Modding has kept Minecraft amazingly popular for so long, which is cool, but it's just not something I like. I need something new and fresh. So I'll play it. Do I think I'll get nearly as many hours out of it as I did the last two games or even the last three games? No, probably not.
So
Sadly.
I'm pretty intrigued here. So you're saying that I don't want to put words in your mouth. You're saying that Isaac has essentially, at least for you, run its course.
Jumped the shark.
It's jumped like Fonz, like Happy Days, the whole thing.
I think so, personally. I do. I think it's going to continue to introduce people to the two Isaac and the older content, stuff like that. But yeah, it's just they can only add so many items. We've seen it as the game gets bigger and bigger. Older items die out. Not only die out, but they don't even fit anymore. Like the Necronomicon.
Hmm.
I mean, it's a 6-room charge that has the same effect as a Blackheart. Like, doesn't fit. It's the same effect as the negative, which happens every time you get hit. So you're seeing it already. Like items, they've done a. And I'm not blaming them, but
Yeah.
they've done the best they can to try to make everything work together. But it's just, to me, it feels like they're just trying to keep it alive.
Well, I mean, like to their credit, they've juiced the heck out of it. I mean, essentially, it's a great game. But
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think, when did the Flash version come out? I mean, we're talking
Uh,
4 years ago, more than that.
5, 6, I think actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's still
100%.
extremely
And
relevant today.
I mean, Rebirth was huge. Getting launched on consoles was huge for the game, and it obviously sparked a whole new interest in the game from a whole new community that isn't following the indie scene on PC. So it was great, and I think Rebirth was really what I expected them to do, and it was amazing. But it was exactly what they claimed it was, a rebirth. It wasn't a new game, and I think a lot of people expected new, but really it was just supposed to be Isaac the way Edmund wanted it originally, that Flash restricted him.
So, were you disappointed with Rebirth?
I wasn't disappointed with Rebirth. I was disappointed with Afterbirth.
In what way?
The content that they added didn't add anything for me personally. I wanted more in the length of my runs and that final stages. The chest, we've been doing the chest for 3 games now, and it's dead. So Hush was cool, but I think it fell in the wrong place. The Hush was so awkwardly placed in the middle of the game
What do you mean? Where would you have put it?
at the end,
Okay.
because now you beat the Hush, and then it's like, well, I'll just real quick finish out the game because I can, when really the Hush is the hardest boss.
So, what are your thoughts on greed mode and that didn't do it for you at all? That didn't add enough value in a different way?
Not for me personally, no. It just another concept that I thought was really cool, but until we actually got to play it and test it, it added hours. There's no doubt about that, but it wasn't something that I see the longevity out of, like you get in the regular mode.
I'm a little surprised right now. I mean, you and I have talked to Isaac before at some events,
Right.
but what would you have wanted? What would you have liked differently from Afterbirth? Had you said, all right, perfect world, here's what would have been cool.
Perfect. I'm not a designer in
Yeah.
any way, shape, or form. So I stress this with my own channel. I don't like to try to claim I could have done it better.
Mhm.
I don't know that you could have done it better. I do think that the Hush being in the middle of the game, and in the middle of a run instead of at the end of the run, made it feel like we didn't really get new content. There's really no reason to do the Hush. You don't get anything special from it. It's not like it unlocks some different ending or a different level or anything like that. So there's really no purpose to the Hush except trying to challenge yourself. But then after you challenge yourself in the middle of the game, now you have to finish out the rest of the game that's way easier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just seems like it's in the wrong spot. So I would have liked to seen something after the chest. If I could ask for anything out of Afterbirth, it would have been another floor after the chest or another alternate floor. You know, like we had the dark room, which I thought was a really, really great attempt because we've always struggled with going up or down, and up has always been more fun. So they've never, but the dark room was their best attempt at trying to give us two different routes. Both were fun.
Got it. So I want to circle back. You said you haven't played Isaac on your channel for a month. Take me back to that month. At what point was it Fonz hitting the ramp, going over the like, was it internally? Did you see something? You're like, this is
At
it.
XCOM 2, wait, I don't want to be wrong here. I believe it was XCOM 2. XCOM 2 came out, and it might have been a game before that. But anyway, XCOM 2 was really the one for me where I remembered that I loved gaming. I hate to say that, but because it makes it sound like I've just been playing Isaac because I've gotten, I get good viewer numbers and stuff like that, which is partially true. But we'll get into that. We'll get into that later.
You're one of the premier Isaac streamers.
But I don't just do it for numbers because that means money. I do it for numbers because that means conversation. Mm-hmm. The more people that are there, the better the conversation is, the more fun we have. So I can always boot up Isaac and I can always have fun. But anyway, yeah, with XCOM, I remembered what it was like to love gaming. And then on top of that, I still had a really awesome chat. So I think I decided then that I was going to really limit my Isaac. I didn't expect to limit it as much as I did until I guess I still haven't really talked about it. My channel will be mad at me if they hear this.
So did you get to a point where, I know you've said it a couple times, where you love gaming. Did you get to a point where you just liked gaming or had an average relationship with gaming?
Yeah, I there's definitely days where I just didn't want to play video games at all. I actually did my first stream the other day, like a month or two, right before XCOM. Where I just booted up my stream and I just sat there for 2 hours just talking because I didn't feel like playing games. I love my community and I love hanging out with my chat, but there are definitely days where I don't feel like playing video games.
What impacts that? Is it like based on how your day goes prior to that? Are you burnt out? Like what looking back in those
burnt
days?
Out, I would say, is the best. Burnt out for sure. I mean, I'm a social person. I really am. I spent years in sales and I like talking to people and meeting people, and you can't always do that when you're playing games. You just can't, especially some of the games I've been playing lately. It's just not as easy to have that interaction. I have to focus on the game or I'm not even playing,
So for people that are unfamiliar, talk about what's your schedule like in terms of, burning yourself out. Clearly that's,
I stream a lot, but I don't have a schedule.
Okay. So what does a lot mean to people that have never seen your channel?
Like 60 hours a week.
Okay.
Usually, this week's been rough, but usually about 60 hours a week.
And you stream late. Like I'll be getting up in the morning.
I tell people I'm live between midnight and noon Eastern. I don't know when, but sometime in there, and sometimes I go longer than that.
Wow. Okay, so we're gonna come back to how you started streaming. But for you, I just want to bring things back to Afterbirth real quick. So when Afterbirth Plus comes out, that's going to be like your swan song, right? Like you'll maybe play it for a little bit, mess around with it, and then do you think you're like...
I mean, I never know for sure. It could be amazing, and we could get amazing content out of it. And maybe I'll put another 1,000 hours into it. I don't know that for sure, but if I were to guess, I would say, yeah, it'll be it's like a look back,
Would you do anything special for you sending it away? Like, would you have a going away party for Isaac?
I will never send a game away. I think as a streamer in general, that's a silly idea to say that I'll never do this again, because you never know, man. Like, I booted up Perfect Dark on stream 5 months ago, and that was my game when I was a kid. So I'm never going to say never, and I'll still boot up Isaac when I don't feel like playing something else. It'll still happen. It's not going to be the core of my stream anymore, I don't think, and I don't think anyone wants it to be.
Yeah.
I really don't.
So you had your love affair with Isaac, and now you just...
I miss it. I miss it already. Like, if this one's the one that's been bugging me the most recently on a personal level, is I bragged for years about how nice it was to have a game to fall back to. When there wasn't anything new and exciting out, I always could just go play Isaac and have a riot. And I'm already to that point where it's like, uh-oh. If there's not a game I want to play, what do I do? So... those days we'll still probably boot up Isaac once in a while, but we might boot up Punch Club or who knows.
Yeah, got it. All right, cool. So from Afterbirth to, I want to get your opinion on the XCOM DLC. XCOM 2 DLC was
Yeah.
announced. Um, Level of hype for that.
Super stoked. Super stoked. I was like I said, just in love with XCOM 2, even through all the bugs and glitches. Like, I'm the kind of guy that whines and complains and points out all the flaws of something, but I love that so much. I think that was we were talking. I mean, we were just talking about with Isaac. For me, sequels are hard. A lot of the time, it's really hard for me to enjoy a sequel like I did the original. But I think XCOM 2 did it perfectly, man. It still felt like XCOM, but they added enough new content, enough new variety that it felt like a new game, But it was just the perfect balance for me, the perfect balance.
Got it. So you're super excited to play it.
Oh yeah,
More,
super excited.
and you'd
More
rather play XCOM DLC than Afterbirth Plus. I'm just throwing. I'm just.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would.
There's nothing
I'm not
wrong
gonna
with
lie.
that. I mean, your
Not gonna-
viewers.
I
may be
really
pissed.
hope Afterbirth Plus adds a lot. I really do, but it's just
No, you don't. You're over it.
no.
The
I
shark's
mean,
like a mile
why?
behind
Why
you.
would I? Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I want more? I love games, but I don't think there's any way we can. I mean, people are already modding, and I'm already familiar with that. A lot of the average viewers with Isaac aren't, so there's already a lot of additional content out there for Isaac if you really want to look for it.
Yeah.
So this Afterbirth Plus that's adding in what we've been calling Isaac Maker. It's already kind of there.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, cool. And then the last thing I want to talk about is you and Cobalt recently did a preview stream, really, really early, which is cool to see, of Enter the Gungeon.
Yes.
And that is, of course, it's in a similar vein to Isaac, but it's a
Close.
different game in its own
Yeah.
right. What were your thoughts on that? And do you think, in terms of hype levels, I don't want to say hype level, in terms of excitement level for you individually, where does that rank?
That's number one for me right now for a game that I know will have a nice lifetime on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
I really believe it'll. I'm not sure if it'll be an Isaac with 1,000 hours, but I definitely think it'll be a 300-hour game where there's going to be enough replayability for that. From what I got from it, I've been following that game since I believe it was their first showing live at E3 last year. I'm very excited for that. I think it's gonna be a good game. I'm a little nervous because I'm not very good at that style.
Mm-hmm.
I know it seems like Isaac, but the whole twin stick aiming, Isaac really fit me perfectly with the, you shoot right, you shoot left, you shoot up, you shoot down. You don't have to do the awkward angle aiming.
Like it looks like more nuclear throny than Isaac if you had to.
Yes, definitely.
With a 360.
If you played Our Darker Purpose,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember that one. It's very similar to that, but way more polished.
Okay. And so for you, when you say like, all right, so you're trying to project, or just based on your opinion that you think it's going to have a longer lifetime on Twitch and you're going to get a lot out of it. What about the game makes you feel that way at this point?
A lot of the similar ideas with Isaac, the replayability, the huge variety in items, and the synergies and combinations that you can see.
Got it.
They also have a lot of secrets, I've been told. I obviously haven't gotten to dig too deep into that, but I hear they have a lot of secrets, in-game secrets, not chasing puzzle pieces down Venice Beach or whatever.
What did you think of the ARG?
It does nothing for me. I think it's a really cool idea for those that want to do it, but it does nothing for me personally. It didn't make me. I wanted to be more upset about it. Oh, you delayed my content, but really, it didn't. It didn't affect most people. Even Cobalt and I with the marathon, like it only held us up like 12 hours, and we were playing 24 hours a day. So,
So when you were seeing like the tweets and stuff come out, there was like zero excitement. You're just like, eh. No, yeah.
That was like exactly. Yeah, I'm not that kind of guy,
Yeah.
I'm not that kind of guy. I like to play video games, but chasing after things like that, I don't know. Scavenger hunts sound cool until you're doing it, I guess.
No, it makes complete sense. All right, so from Enter the Gungeon to what are you playing right now? So what are you playing right now on stream?
Just finished Stardew Valley.
When you say finished, like all achievements or?
Oh, I just feel like we farmed enough. I did enough farming. My hands are dirty.
At what point were you like, it didn't jump the shark, but for you, you're like, all right, I've got.
It has like a semi ending in it. You get raided by your grandfather after 3 years, or well, yeah, kind of 3 years. But anyway, you get raided by your grandfather, and that's kind
Spoiler
of
alert, by the way. Sorry.
No, it tells you that the minute you start the game, like your grandpa's gonna come back and tell you how you're. It tells you that from
All right.
the second you start, unless you're blind.
I played the game and I didn't read. I just skipped through the text. But.
You didn't read the text? Okay.
No,
well,
he just gives you the letters. Like, here, I'm dying. Here's my wishes.
See, I didn't even know for sure whether or not he was dying. Now, I don't know. Did you read the little thing in your farm? It's like right on the wall. It's like Grandpa will come back and judge you.
No, I didn't. I've only played like 10 hours. I haven't got.
They did change that experience.
Huh.
Ronan is right. They actually changed that because it was pretty harsh. Like I thought I did really well in comparison to a lot of people that I was looking at, and I got like a 48% out of 100.
Wait, so he comes back and like judges you numerically, and it's like you screwed this up.
The whole joke in my stream is that I'm a 6 out of 13. Not even 7.
All right, so you're just wrapping up Stardew Valley. What else are you playing on your channel? Or what's in the chamber?
I'm in a dry spell right now. I don't have anything I'm super excited for. We've been playing around with some co-op stuff because Cobalt just left, so he got me re-addicted to worms.
Okay.
I love worms, man. I've always loved worms.
Okay.
Since I had it as a kid.
Have you tried Shell Shock Live?
No.
You probably like that. It's very similar, but super streamlined. You can play with a lot of people. It's really cool. I think if you like worms, you'll probably like.
What'd you say it was? Shell Shock?
Shell Shock Live. It's I think you'll like it if you like worms. So
you type it in over here so I remember.
Yeah. So when you go, are you going live tonight later on?
Yeah.
So when you go live tonight, what do you think you're going to be playing?
I have no idea.
No, just whatever the Steam library.
I wing it every night. Right. I never know. People don't believe me, but I don't plan ahead.
I believe you.
Something could come up. Maybe somebody's like, hey, you want to do this? And I'll do that.
Okay. And so when you're not streaming, are you playing games at all off camera?
It's been a while.
Really?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what game I played off stream last. I don't know.
Are you talking like years?
No. It was Albion Online. I'm an MMO.
Okay.
If I was going to play something offline, let's go there. I would play Black Desert.
Okay.
For sure.
What do you think of Albion?
I loved the idea behind the PvP system, but the combat was terrible. I'm a grinder. Like that's my thing. Like I will grind for hundreds of hours as long as I know I can kill somebody and ruin their progression and delay their time. Like I just love that.
How far back, and we're going to talk about this, but did you ever play Ultima Online?
Oh yeah.
Oh. So that's I mean,
before that I played Muds. So
okay.
All text based.
Yeah.
Similar concept, yeah.
So let me ask you this, and I don't want to be leading at
I was
all.
young then, so it's been a long time. I was young then.
Where does Ultima Online rank in your gaming experiences?
Not very high.
No?
For me personally. No. I played EverQuest before that.
Okay.
So I got into Ultima late, but I played EverQuest was my first like real MMO. And before that I played Muds. So those two rate really high, but Ultima never got there.
Do any of the Muds that you used to play, do any stick out? Like, can you remember any of the?
Yeah. Slack Mud it was called.
Okay, what was that about?
It was a team-based PvP server. So you each had like individual bases that had like AI guards, and if you did enough grinding materials, you could upgrade your guards and upgrade your bases. And we got pretty crazy into that. Like we would call each other on the phone. Like of course we'd have to disconnect from the internet to call each other on the phone to say that someone was attacking our base, and everyone would jump on. And yeah, there was only like 35 of us all together. Like each team only had like 10 people. So
when you say we, I'm guessing are any of these people you know like friends, or these are all people you met?
One was my brother.
Okay.
I was young at the time, so they mainly just killed me. But I was still part of it with my brother. But a lot of them were all just online friends.
So, and how old were you during this time? Do you think you're playing these Muds?
9, 10.
And were you talking to people on the phone, or was your brother?
Oh, I was. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So you like, I mean, I'm guessing you're probably not talking to other 9-year-olds. I don't know a ton of 9-year-olds playing Muds.
12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. Yeah.
So you guys would get on the horn and you'd be like, hey. Like,
oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
That's
We were
awesome.
real bad. We were real serious. My brother's 4 years older than me, and he's like the pinnacle of nerd. So I'm pretty sure he's at a Barnes and Noble board game event right now. So he's the pinnacle of nerd. But I followed in his shoes a lot.
Very cool.
Tried to keep up. Like I said, his friends mainly just killed me. They would like call me and, oh, get on, we need your help, and then they would kill me, take my stuff.
All
Then
right.
I'd cry. Then I'd cry to my brother.
All right. So speaking of a young Dick, what was that? Tell me about where you grew up and how your like school experience was. So you have one older brother.
One older brother.
That's it. No,
And
no.
a growing up, I had one older brother, but when I was 20, no, trying to do math in my head here. When I was a teenager, my mom had another kid, a
Okay.
half brother. So I have a half brother late in life.
Okay. And
He's 13, 12.
okay. So growing up, so you have your older brother. What is a young Dick like? Were you like? Did you? Well, first off, tell me where you grew up because I know where you grew up.
I
But
grew up in Southwest Michigan, near Kalamazoo, little hick town called Decatur.
so describe Decatur to people that don't know. Like, are we talking
Um,
like less than 10 stoplights?
No stoplights.
Zero stoplights.
Zero stoplights.
Okay.
Zero stoplights. Farms, giant grain silos. Yeah, it's just farm, man.
Did you grow up on a farm?
Um, we moved a bit when I was a kid, so I spent some time on a horse farm that my
Okay.
father turned into a junkyard.
Okay.
So I grew up in a junkyard for a few years.
Have you ever seen Making a Murder on Netflix?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, that's
Does it sound like we're going there?
no.
Does it sound like we're getting into
It
that?
takes
All right.
place on like a junkyard. So you grew up. So you had a junkyard, like you grew up there.
Full-fledged. This is, yep, when I was about 6.
Would you go like run in the junkyard and like play with stuff?
Oh yeah, drive around on the three-wheeler and you can find all kinds of cool stuff in the cars.
So-
Tapes,
so you
tapes, so many tapes. I mean, I had a wild collection of music.
Of like cassette, you'd go in these
Oh
cars
yeah,
and you'd pull
cassette
out.
tapes. Just whoop.
So you do that, and then what was your? Were there like 10 kids in your school? I know it's a stupid, like an ignorant statement to make.
My graduating class, even later in life, was 62.
but- okay,
So we're about to have our 10-year anniversary this year.
are you going?
Oh yeah, definitely.
What are you gonna when you go there? Do people know what you do now? Because I'm guessing it's like you graduated 60 people. You probably
I actually don't advertise it on my personal stuff.
so like on your like. Do you have a personal Facebook?
Yeah,
So you
I
never.
don't have a Twitch, Facebook.
So you've never
I don't
like
add Twitch people there.
no. It's,
Like very few that I'm super close with.
so you've never like posted on your personal Facebook like, hey, would people know who RichardHammer is if you post on your Facebook?
Very few people would.
Okay.
I really don't advertise it. It's definitely weird when people you see on a regular basis come to your channel. And it is very small town here. It's Cheers. I mean, I go to breakfast and everyone knows who I am there. So they know me. They've known me since I was a kid. So
How come you don't like publicize it with your friends or maybe circle around?
it's uncomfortable for me. Like knowing that my real life friends are watching me is one real life friend in chat freaks me out. I can have 20,000 people in chat and I'm cool. But the minute I know like my mom is in there or one of my friends from high school or my roommate, it's awkward for me.
Why do you think that is?
I have no idea. I'm a weird guy.
Has your mom ever popped up in chat?
Oh yeah.
And like, what happens?
Usually she gets sexually harassed.
Do people know she's your mom?
I always say hi, mom.
Okay. So,
I'm pretty open. I shouldn't be, but I am.
so when she comes in, like, do you just feel like pressure to act a different way or to act not like Dick Hammer? Or you just say,
I don't even know if it's that. It's just I don't know. I don't get it. I've tried to pinpoint it myself, but I just get uncomfortable with people I know.
okay. So in your neighborhood, you said you can roll up to like the breakfast diner and like people are like, hey, what's going on? And like, do they know like what you like to eat? Is it like that intimate of a town?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, actually, when I get to the restaurant, I stand outside and light a cigarette, and they bring me coffee. And then I place my order while I'm drinking coffee and smoking a cigarette on the sidewalk. And then when my food is up, I go in and eat.
That's pretty amazing. That's awesome. And
That's
so
my family owns a motorcycle shop in this town.
okay,
And I worked there for 9 years.
okay.
So that helps. I mean, everyone knows I mean, our shop's logo is on the cup, that kind of thing, you know. Those
So
old school diner cups where they have like, 20
yeah,
businesses advertised on it.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
no. So anyone that had a motorcycle in your town or the neighboring towns would know who you are,
Yeah, I
regardless.
mean, the town, even beyond that. I mean, we're in the parades in town. I ride one of my dad's bikes in the parade, and every parade we do like 10 a year. So, I mean, yeah, it's beyond that.
What are the chances if I go to one of the parades, I see you on a Harley wearing your Dick Hammer shirt?
Maybe. I usually go sleeveless when I'm on the Harley, so I don't have very many sleeveless Dick Hammer shirts.
What? I have so many things to ask you. All right, so let me see. So when you roll up into the diner, you got your
Uh-huh.
food waiting there. What do people think you do for a living? If you don't share with them, like, do you say you're like a drug dealer, or what do you
A
say
lot
you
of
do?
them know that I play video games,
Okay,
but they don't know to what extent. I
okay.
think a lot of them. I mean, it's an old hillbilly town of farmers, so I think a lot of them think that I'm like a tester or something like that. So they don't know that I'm like, I guess, entertainment. Still a weird word to call myself. I never started streaming to be an entertainer. I wanted to be entertained.
So why did you start streaming then?
I wanted to be entertained. I was looking for something that would entertain me,
Okay, so,
and I found that people in my chat to talk to and shoot the shit with and have a good story.
so you're not there to humor people. People are there to humor you while you're
I
on
mean,
camera.
I'm not gonna lie. Every once in a while, I don't try to make my chat laugh any harder than I would try to make someone sitting on the couch next to me.
Got it. So when you go live, you would be the same if the camera's off you or if it's off. You don't like when the camera goes on. You're not like, hey, you're like in.
I tone back my opinions once in a while, just so I don't, just so like the big politics, religion, those things that are. I'm not afraid to talk about them a little bit, but I tone back my opinions so they aren't as harsh.
When when's the last time that you've unleashed? I don't want to say unleashed. That's not the right word. When's the last time you've talked about something maybe controversial on your stream? Not controversial, but politics, religion, that sort of thing.
I don't know. Probably the last stream I had 2 days ago. Well, I really don't avoid those topics. I think we've. I don't know. We can create our own communities. I think we do, even if we don't realize it. We create our own communities, our personalities, the way we act, what we type in chat, what we say, totally creates a community. It's not so much that we're going out and finding certain people. It's that people come in and they watch us and they see how we're acting. They see the way we're gaming, and those are the people that stay, the ones that want to be participate in that.
So if you were to describe, like, I don't want to call it the average person in your community, but if you were to describe to someone who's not a part of your community, how would you describe how that it operates or how people are?
Oh, I don't know. Chaotic? It does depend on the day. I mean, there are times as I've become more popular, I guess I'll say. I don't like saying words like that, but as I've become more popular, 6,000 people, that kind of thing, when you top a game category, you do lose a lot of that community.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that community goes away. But if you come in on a regular day when it's just, like the other day we were just playing Worms with two of my mods and having a good time and not doing anything serious, and it's borderline family. It's real weird. I mean, some of those guys, if you've ever been in my chat at 7 a.m, they're just sitting in there talking to each other, even if I'm not live. So
That's cool.
it's personal.
Yeah. How many have you met? I know you go to a lot of cons and stuff. I've seen you at PAX East, PAX South. Have you met a lot of? What's it like? Because I know you've met people. What's it like meeting those people for the first time?
Scary.
In what way?
You can lose a lot of viewers, and you can lose people over the introduction.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you say
I've
that?
lost some good friends that I really enjoyed interacting with through Twitch, trying to hang out with them in person.
Can you give an example or story
People
without naming their name?
No doubt. People expect more from you when they meet you in person, because when they're sitting at home watching you, you're constantly talking, you're constantly interacting. But that's because I've got 1,000 people typing in chat. It's not because it's just me and you. So when sits down and two guys just want to have a one-on-one lunch, I might check my phone or sit there for 3 minutes without talking. I don't always talk.
Yeah.
I don't narrate my life when I'm not on stream, So I've definitely had some relationships where they were longtime viewers. We tried to hang out for a couple days at an event or something, and it didn't go the way they had hoped it would have gone.
And then do they just disappear, or did you get a Twitch message
yeah, they
saying
disappear. I've got messages.
what would one of these messages say?
That I don't want to get into, but they keep ranging from just like, I'm sorry, it didn't go the way I thought it was going to go, to fuck you, you're an asshole.
Like, do people think like you're gonna not? I mean, if I'm guessing you're having like date or like be like really good like.
I think they assume that I'm gonna continue to entertain. I'm not, like I said, I'm not an entertainer. I don't see myself as an entertainer. So,
but don't you find that ironic, that the fact that you don't see yourself as an entertainer, yet thousands of people tune in to watch you every night?
It is incredibly ironic, and people even give me shit for saying it, but I don't feel that way. Like I very, very rarely do I try to entertain, like I said, any more than I would you if we were hanging out, watching hockey or something.
So when you've lost a viewer based on a personal interaction, like, do you have regrets about that? Do you
No.
were you like, I should have never had lunch with this person, or
No.
No?
I don't. I guess I should feel bad, but I think it's inevitable. I tell my channel all the time, like,
You're gonna be disappointed.
not that you're gonna be disappointed, but in real life, most of us wouldn't have been friends. It's not mean. It's just the truth.
Yeah.
Like, I'm also kind of strange, So friendship means a lot to me. Using that word in particular, friend, means a lot. I think we all toss it around like it's no big deal, because there isn't a good in between. Like, hey, acquaintance.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. I guess buddy kind of works, but even on main menu, like, I've had this, and I don't think any of those guys will have a problem with me saying it. The team I'm on Twitch, there was a big discussion one night about how we're all friends and stuff like that, and someone asking me about, I'm your friend, right? And I was like, no, sorry. That's just the truth. Like,
wait, that's kind of bizarre that someone would ask that, though, in the first place. Like, I'm your friend.
I think it was a joke.
Oh.
Like, they were just like, we're friends, right? And I was like, no, not really.
And then what happened to the conversation from there?
They were upset with me. They were genuinely upset with me. Like really upset with me, and I felt bad, but I didn't mean it. It wasn't that I don't like you. It's just that, like, we've only ever hung out at PAX, and that's not a friend. A friend is someone that if I'm broke down on the side of the road, I can call them and they'll come pick me up.
So let's define this then. So someone that you have, let's call it like a business or Twitch relationship with, like people on your team that you do community events with from time to time. So that person's not a friend. What would you categorize them as? I
don't think I need to categorize them.
But they're not a friend, and you're making them.
I don't need to categorize them. I just know deep down they are not a friend. They're not someone that outside of Twitch we would have. Maybe that's just my negativity. I don't know. But outside of Twitch, we would have continued to hang out. We would have never even met.
But I don't think it's being negative. I think you're just being honest. You're not like BSing. Like,
oh, hey. I get that a lot. Yeah, I'm brutally honest to a fault, and I know it.
But so in your head, let's not categorize it. I'm going to pick random person Z from main menu. When you think of them, in what terms do you think of them?
A teammate.
A teammate.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're not categorizing, but we're getting closer. So a teammate you spend time with may not, but you guys are all working towards something collectively.
And I have lots of people that I would like to be friends with, and that I think friendship is it might happen, but I just think, jumping to that level of everyone calls everyone on Twitch a friend. I guess that's what started really sparking this topic for me is you meet once at PAX, I've watched your stream twice, and now we call each other friends. And it just seems so fake. You've seen it. Every Twitch stream you go into, they're like, oh, there's Dan Giesling, he's my friend. And it's like, I mean, we met a couple times. Sure.
So Does that bother you when other people do that?
It doesn't necessarily bother me. I just think it's super fake, and Twitch is already real fake.
Why do you say Twitch is fake?
I mean, it's the personality of it all is very fake to me. There's very few genuine people.
So you're saying that you've met people that work for Twitch or just that stream that
Streaming
are fake?
streaming in general, and I don't mean it again, not negative.
No, you're
like,
being honest.
some people on Twitch, that was what they went in with the mindset of having a personality, putting on a show. I was giving you some shit when we were starting this stream, like so professional. Some people, like that's how they want to stream, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when it comes to like, if you're gonna stop being an entertainer for a minute and talk about me and you as friends, we're not really.
Yeah.
It's one thing for you to have your own production and do your show your way. It's another thing to wrap me into that and be like, hey, yeah, my buddy.
Besties.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've met twice.
No. So let me ask you this. So Cobalt Streak, someone that you are from the outside seem to be close with in a Twitch teammate relationship. Would you consider him a friend?
Wait, what was that?
So from an outsider looking in,
Oh, yeah.
you and Cobalt seem to get along.
Oh,
you guys,
is Cobalt my friend?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, very much so. But Cobalt was just here for 3 days. We went to the casino and hung out. We had a good time, But Cobalt and me are very similar. Like it's kind of different childhoods, but we're very similar people. We get along very well.
So how did Cobalt go from being a random person on Twitch that is just like, hey, he's a guy that's an acquaintance to an actual friend?
We actually spent time together.
Time together doing like at an event
outside of Twitch, not just at an event, but I mean I can be friends with somebody that I've never met.
Mm-hmm.
My wedding was 4 people from World of Warcraft and 1 from AOL chat room.
Wait, AOL? Like back in the
AOL,
day?
yeah.
What was your AOL name?
It's terrible.
Is it still your email?
I still use it for some things, yeah. For my personal stuff.
Can you give us a variant of your name so we get the idea of what your name is without actually getting your AOL?
I will say my first AOL name was Mr. Monkey 69, if you want to go there. Or something along those lines. Probably with a 0 and like a... I remember giving that to my grandma, and my grandma just being like...
All right. So was Cobalt... Oh, no, because that would have been after. But so I'm going to go back to Cobalt. So you guys are actual friends, right?
I would say so. I think he would say. Honestly, yeah, he's probably my best friend right now.
Okay. So how did that go from, hey, we both like the same game, to, hey, we're hanging out at...
Kind of happened on accident, like I think most friendships do. He was playing League with a mutual friend that I had met through Twitch, and the guy was like, hey, just want me to add you to this call? We're just messing around. And I was like, that's awkward. Sure. And the first thing I said to Cobalt was, so, since you're Twitch famous, how many girls have you slept with from your stream?
That's the first thing you said.
Literally, first thing I said to him.
Right. So then you guys meet at a...
I actually didn't like Cobalt.
Why didn't you like Cobalt?
When I watched his stream.
Why?
Like, he knows this. This isn't any secret.
You're
like,
honest. You're not...
This part of why I got into Isaac was like, look at this guy. What a douche. I'm going to beat him at his own game. But... I didn't like his stream, and I didn't understand then what I know now about Twitch. Like I said, the personality thing, the playing it up, But Cobalt is actually that person mostly. I mean, yeah, he talks more and says some more things, but you've met Cobalt, you know him. He's ADD and he's hyper and he's just a riot to be around.
Yeah. Okay, so from some friends to, and I'm just like trying to digest that because that makes, I know what you mean. Like sure it happens to you. You'll pop in someone's stream and they're like, hey, it's my friend Dick, Yeah. And so will you, the next time you see them?
I don't ever say anything about it. It's just something that, since we're having an intimate interview here, a one-on-one.
I'm having an interview with my good friend Dick Hammer.
Yeah, good friends. Dan Giesler. I got to say that about you, right?
Okay, cool. So that's interesting. You're calling something out.
Honestly, though, Dan, like, as much as I've been around Twitch, I probably interacted with you more than most streamers that you've seen me stream with and do events with and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Just
but I
generally.
think like I think back to like PAX South, for example. Like you and I think we talked, but I don't think we talked anything about.
About Twitch at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've it's been a lot more realistic with you. Yeah, you know.
So let me ask this for people that don't stream and don't know the other side of Twitch. So, you and I talked about a couple things. I can even tell you. I mean, I know we talked about like what it's like to have a kid and that sort of stuff. But people that, and I'm not saying I'm on one side of the fence, the other, but people that, for you say, are kind of like on the other side, like the personality. What does that interaction look like with you when you go to like a TwitchCon or a PAX East?
It depends on the person. I mean, there are definitely some guys that are performers, like Tiger Riders on my team. He's a performer.
You don't have to call people out unless you want to, but like,
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just to be honest, and I do the same on my own show. Don't worry. He's a performer, but he's a performer at heart. Before Twitch, he was a musician. That's why I have no problem calling him a performer. But yeah, it's just a different interaction. It doesn't necessarily mean it's bad or good or strange.
so when someone comes up to you, like, hey,
I've been doing it. I've been doing it long enough now that I know the real person behind the camera too.
But like, so say someone you don't know like that like is in the Twitch community, who they are, they come up to you.
And act like we're good friends.
Yeah, what is that like for someone that doesn't know? Like, so
I don't have any problem with that. And I think people learn a lot about me in my stream. We were talking about, you asked me earlier what topics are things that might be sensitive to me, kind of thing. Sorry if I spoiled. Oops. But I don't know. Okay.
No.
But anyway,
Just so you guys know, I ask every guest that comes on, I just say, hey, is there anything you don't want me to talk about? Because the whole thing is not to make the guest uncomfortable. And if something there is he didn't want to talk about, I wouldn't bring it up. But anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
so yeah. Where was it going?
You were saying that we were talking about people that come up that may,
right.
yeah.
But yeah, it's not a big deal. People get to know me through my stream, I think, a lot better than I get to know them, because I do talk about my past. I talk about my childhood, the stupid things I've done, the good things I've done. So I think even for my viewers, for example, they get to know me a lot better than I get to know them, which is just partly how they cast. Their cast is more about the game. My cast is more about the interaction. I try to do that. There's some games that catch me and I just get super into the game and I'm like, sorry, Chad, I can't talk to you right now. I'm playing a game.
Do you feel like, and I know you want, I don't want to say this in a self-aggrandizing way, meaning like you're promoting yourself, but do you feel like you've helped people in such a way, like your stream is more personal? And I'm guessing that you could tell me things about certain people that may have been around a long time. Do you feel like you've helped people?
I hope so. I don't. I've gotten a lot of messages saying I have. Again, it was never anything I expected. It all happened real fast. I mean, it's still overwhelming. Even at this point, it's still overwhelming.
So let's talk about that. First off, how did you find Twitch? And then how do you go from watching Cobalt and other people to being like, all right, I'm going to do this? Because we know you said it's for your entertainment, but how does that jump happen for you?
I've always been a competitive gamer ever since I was a kid, and I did competitive Magic. I traveled for that. I've always been a competitive gamer. I'm a super competitive kid. You asked what kind of child I was. I was competitive and angry when I lost and terrible. I've gotten over the anger issues mostly. I've only broken a few controllers.
How far did you get in Magic? Like, would you go to these like Pro Tour events or these Grand Prix?
I went to PTQs and Grand Prix. My best was like a fourth at States. I've got a couple of top 16s at PTQs and GPs. So
nice.
But we traveled a lot for that. So
how old were you when you're doing this? When you're like really?
I did it on and off. My first top 8 at States. I was like 12 or so.
Really?
And I cheated. I cheated so hard.
How did you cheat?
I stacked my deck every game. Every single game.
How would you?
Like
there's
I said,
judges that walk around.
Yeah.
How would you stack it?
Well, there's the power shuffling or whatever they call. Well, whatever you call it in your area. I've heard it different names, but where you basically just lay one card down at a time and separate your mana from your cards. Well, I would organize my deck and make it look like I was shuffling that way when really I was just setting my cards in the order I wanted to draw them.
What
And
about
even if they cut it, it kept them mostly in the same order. So I cheated terribly.
wow? And you never got caught?
No, I don't think anyone ever questioned a 12-year-old.
So okay, so
My dad told me when I was a kid, if you aren't cheating, you aren't trying hard enough. And I took him pretty serious for a long time, but I realized that's not true. My dad was wrong.
So like, did you when you got fourth and you cheated? Did you feel bad after? You're like, holy cow!
I feel bad now. I didn't feel bad then.
So when you
Brother, I felt bad because my brother didn't do very well, and he was older than me, smarter than me, better than me.
did you tell
So
him
I
that you
felt
cheated?
bad. No,
You never did.
I don't think he knows to this day. I should tell him.
That takes
He's probably heard it on my stream.
that takes some guts to do that. I mean, like people that don't know what these events look like. There's judges. It's like pretty serious. You know?
Oh yeah, and your opponent is sitting right across from you when you're doing your shuffling, and they can call you out and reshuffle and stuff like that. But I think part of it was just everyone thought they were going to beat the kid, like it's just a kid, So I got away with more.
Very cool. All right. So
Don't get me wrong, I had a great deck and stuff, and I had the basics, but this was a different time of Magic than it is today. Even. So,
what was your best deck? Or
I played for years. I had 3 decks most of the time at any time, Dan. So it just depended on what was the season and what I was playing.
got it. Okay. So you grew up as like a really competitive kid and competitive.
Oh, anyway, to get into Twitch,
Yeah.
that's where we were headed, right? Me and my brother started playing around on Twin Galaxies. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Twin Galaxies. They're a record-keeping site for arcade games and pinball and stuff like that.
Okay.
And we got big into arcade games, like really big into arcade games. And then Twin Galaxies went pay to play, which they made it so if you wanted to submit a record, you had to pay them, which made it so we were frustrated and done doing that because we were cheap. And anyway,
Did you set any records in any games?
Yeah, I had the footbag record in California Games.
Nice.
Sorry, I love that game.
Do you
for
think
the NES.
Do you think it's
I
still?
had a bunch of different records. No, it's already been blown off the charts.
Really?
It wasn't. I mean, we were doing little games that didn't mean anything, and we just thought it was fun. So they had like a competitive weekly game on the arcade. But my brother has a bunch of arcade machines and stuff like that. So we were doing them live, like Burger Time and Centipede and stuff like that. So.
When you say doing them live, like streaming them?
Recording them on VHS. They were still accepting VHS even 3 years ago. So, yeah.
Okay, so you're doing the Twin Galaxy
My
stuff.
brother saw that movie, the one about the Donkey Kong record.
Something about Fistful of Quarters? No.
That was another one about records, but yeah.
I know the one I haven't seen it, but I recognize the title.
So he's the one who got me big into it. Like I said, still following my brother. Even at 25 years old, I was still following my brother's lead. But then when they went to pay to play, I kind of just quit playing video games for like a year and a half. I tried to follow my career, which was sales.
Sales of what?
Motorcycle parts.
Okay.
Power sports in general. So snowmobiles and shit too. But yeah, I went that way. And I was done with gaming, and I was going to focus on that. And then my brother messaged me one day and was like, check this out. I've been bored all summer because I broke my leg because he broke his leg in a car accident. He's like, I've been bored all summer, so I've been speedrunning old NES games. And I was like, oh, that sounds cool. Reminds me of what we used to do with the arcade games. And I didn't have any of the old consoles or anything like that to do it, or really a good computer. And I kept talking to him about it on and off for a couple weeks, and finally he linked me Cobalt Streak Stream. I was like, check this game out. It's like an old NES game, but it's not. And that was really my first, not just my first time seeing Twitch, but my first time really seeing the indie video game scene, which surprises a lot of people considering that I'm a pretty well-known indie streamer.
Yeah. Around what time do you think this was? Like, what year do you think it was the first time?
It was about a week before I started streaming. So
okay.
2013, late 2013.
Okay. So then you see Cobalt, and you're like, I like the game, but I don't like him.
I like the game, but that was almost exactly it. Yeah, almost exactly it. And even then, I saw he was, getting donations and people were subscribing. And at the time, it was like, wow, this guy's making money playing video games. But I never thought I was going to do that. So I just wanted to compete with him. I saw the Boiler, which was the Binding of Isaac Racing League at the time, and that was very limited and kind of exclusive for friends. It was more of like just friends having fun is how that started. playing Isaac together, sort of like NLSS has done, except they competed against each other. So I found Speedruns Live, which is a website that lets you race pretty much anything you want. You can race Minesweeper. And the only rule they have is you have to stream. So that was how I started practicing for Isaac. I think a lot of it was just right time, right place from then on. Isaac Racing had started taking off. There wasn't really anyone that was racing regularly at that point. Boiler happened once a week or twice a week. And I started racing Isaac every single day, live, 8 hours a day. People started watching.
So take me through what your first stream was like. So you set it up, you go live. Were you nervous?
Not at all. I didn't expect anyone to watch.
Okay.
So I wasn't nervous at all. I was also streaming at 1 FPS. I literally 1 FPS. Because I was like, I had a terrible computer. So it was so bad. 1 FPS. And Speedruns Live didn't have rules on the quality of the stream. You just had to stream.
Okay.
So I did that for like 2 days, and my Isaac was lagging, and I was getting frustrated because it was slowing down my race times, and I was already doing pretty well at that point. So I was like, you know what? In the middle of a race, I just typed to all the racers, and there's a racing chat. I was like, I'm buying a computer. I'll be right back. I drove to Best Buy, and I got a credit card because I didn't have any money, and I bought a $900 store-bought Best Buy computer, and I came home and I set it up, and I started streaming at a real FPS.
Okay, so you do that. When do you start to see like your first people come in? And like, was that weird for you?
The interesting part about Speedruns Live was the fact that the racers already watch each other. It's actually a great way to start for anyone who's interested in speedrunning or interested in starting on Twitch, because you get to kind of skip that hurdle. There's this awkward phase of nobody's watching me to getting your first 10 people. So if you can find a game that's popular to race on Speedruns Live, your opponents watch you because they need to see where you're at. So immediately, even in my 1 FPS streams, I had 3 or 4 people watching me. But Isaac Racing was really starting to boom at that point. So there was 15 people watching me within the first 5 days. And it just kind of grew from there. Not that I can remember, was I ever super uncomfortable about it? I don't know. To me, it felt more like raiding on WoW at that point. I don't think I started getting comfortable until about 100 people.
Okay.
That's when it got weird.
So
that's when it started to get a little weird.
So when it's like every week, so you're doing these 8-hour... Wait a second. So when you're doing this 8 hours, are you still working your sales job?
Your chat's going to just think I'm the worst human being on earth. No. I was working outside sales.
Okay.
So my job was to drive around to motorcycle shop to motorcycle shop to motorcycle shop, and I didn't do it. Originally I was, but once 25 people started watching, people started donating, I told my wife, I'm going to go for it. She said, all right. And I spent 3 months collecting paychecks without actually working. While I started streaming.
So your sales position wasn't commission, or wasn't heavily commission?
It had a salary plus commission.
Okay.
But the motorcycle industry is very old school. So my job wasn't actually selling things. It was to make sure that the client was happy with their service. So it was, like I said, it was literally just walk in, shake hands. Have you heard about this new part? Have you heard about this new part? Not really selling them anything. So
have you heard that I'm on speed runs live from 12 to 12 every day?
I didn't tell anyone that.
Okay, so
yeah.
So you're like, all right, I'm gonna do this. Did you finagle, or you had an idea like I can get a couple months out of this paycheck?
I figured I could get a couple months before they caught me.
Okay, so then so you're doing this. As you're doing this, your stream's growing, and then when does the hammer fall down? No pun intended. That like, hey, you're fired.
It was 3 months in.
Okay.
Just about exactly 3 months into streaming.
And then how did they find out, or how did they know that you weren't doing your job?
I mean, they never... He called me and left me a message and said, like, I've gotten a bunch of calls from people that said they haven't seen you in a while. What's going on? And I just didn't return his call. I just didn't even bother because I didn't want to explain to him, sorry, man, I've been taking advantage of you.
So like I'm guessing you got more than one voicemail. Like, hey,
Actually,
we're
I
just
actually only got one voicemail,
Uh-huh.
and then 3 days later, an email saying I was fired.
Yeah, I don't mean to laugh, but so you get this email saying you're fired. You know it's coming, and then so you're cut off from your paycheck.
At that point, I was already making a living.
Okay, so at that point, it didn't matter because at least what you're making was the equivalent of what your salary was.
Yeah.
So you didn't care.
No.
That's pretty awesome.
It's terrible. It's terrible, but it's a long story, but it's terrible. I know.
Did you
It was
ever?
what I thought. It was what I thought I wanted to do. That's the weird part was
Yeah.
how it worked out because I told you about my house situation. You know, I moved. I got super into my career, and I moved to Wisconsin to work for Parts Unlimited, which is if you've ever watched a motocross race, you've seen a Parts Unlimited banner. I went to work for Parts Unlimited, and I thought that was what I wanted to do with my career. And from there, I got into outside sales, which was my dream job, and I got super lucky to even get it. It sounds like the greatest job on earth. And then I just didn't love it like I thought I was going to.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really like borderline depressed over that because it was like the only thing I thought I wanted to do for so long. And then I ended up on Twitch, and I've never been happier.
So no, that's pretty amazing. So you go to a point like so before you got fired, there had to be a point of realization where you're like, wow, like I can do this. Do you remember that moment where you're like, hey, I can do this and make it sustainable, or at least as equal as if I were selling motorcycle parts?
Yeah, like I said, it all happens really, really fast to the point of overwhelming because I wasn't prepared in any way. I didn't have any tax stuff figured out. I had no idea what I was doing, and all of a sudden, I'm making a couple $1,000s a month to make a living, which is what I need. So, Michigan life, we don't have to pay much, just so you know, guys. It's cheap out here. But yeah, and it just. I remember telling my wife, I was like, look, I made just as much. I compared paychecks. I printed off my PayPal stub and I printed off my paycheck. And I said, look, I made the same amount. It was almost identical within like $10 within a matter of 2 weeks.
And like at any point where you're like, this is crazy, like this is like, did you have the same realization inversely as when you wanted to quit the Wisconsin job? Where you're like, this is it?
It took a lot longer for the crazy. It wasn't until like, I would say, maybe even my first Isaac tournament where I was like, this is crazy. This is real crazy.
So you're growing and you're growing and you're growing. And I know you said a little bit in the beginning, like kind of right place, right time with like racing and everything like that. What else do you attribute your growth to? Because,
My name? It was originally Dick Hammer, for those of you who don't know, before Twitch had me change it. But I actually do attribute some success to that, and it's not a joke because it is kind of the name that it's not like out there vulgar, but it's simple enough and weird enough that so many people would just say in my chat like, I just clicked on this stream because it said Dick Hammer. And I still get people that say that to this day. That's the only reason they saw me on Speedruns Live. But yeah.
So what was that conversation like with Twitch when they're like, hey, dude, you got to change your name?
It was actually really funny because they partnered me, and you probably remember this, but partnership and subscription buttons were separate at one time.
Yeah.
Now they're the same. So they partnered me, and I got all excited, and they told me I was going to get a sub, or that they were going to work on the sub button stuff. And within like 3 days, I got a message from Twitch staff saying, we're sorry, but we cannot give you the subscription button while your name is still written, Dick Hammer. You'll have to change your name. And at the time, I didn't want to, like everyone was telling me, oh, fight it, fight it, fight it. And I was like, I don't want to do that. Like, I understand. I'm coming from a family business. Like, I understand they don't want to promote somebody named Dick Hammer, whatever. That's fine. But I was like, I don't want to sound like an asshole by suggesting Richard. But I don't want everyone that's known me for the last 6 months to have to start calling me something different. So I suggested Richard, and they immediately responded with like, I'll take that to my boss. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, we had to have a staff meeting over you. Because name changes aren't really a thing that, especially back then, name changes weren't something they did. Like, they didn't want to do it. So They were literally having a meeting about my name and how somebody they got mad at the employee that partnered me because they shouldn't have partnered me with that name in the first place.
So you just dropped something that I wasn't going to bring up unless you brought up, but you said a family business.
Yeah.
So this person on the other end of the voicemail, is this someone related to you that letting you know?
No. I spent 8 years with my family before moving
Okay.
into corporate.
Okay.
Before moving into corporate, I didn't take advantage of my family.
Because when you were saying that, I'm like, this dude's doing
no.
this to his dad?
Spent 8 years with my family. Then I did 2.5, 3 years of corporate stuff.
Okay. All right. So back to, so you get your sub button, you change your name, and then people start to subscribe, your channel's growing. I know you mentioned that like part of your growth was because of your name, but what else? I mean, like
Speedruns Live and racing. I mean, that really is all of where that's 100% where I started from. I mean, I can't claim anything else did it for me. Getting to know Cobalt Streak later took me to the next level, I would say, as far as going from a small streamer to being someone that's considered succeeding. I'm lucky enough that we hit it off and we started enjoying working together, and that definitely helped. So
when you said like to the next level, so what, in your opinion, or at least in terms of
Ooh.
your story, what was like? You said you could only get to a certain level.
I've been in this for a minute now, and everybody sets a level for themselves. You know, when you're at 200 viewers, you want to have 300 viewers. When you're at 300, you want to have 500. So at that time, I don't know. I really don't. I think the increments on Twitch right now currently go like below 300, 500 plus, 1,000 plus, 2,000 plus. I think those are the increments that Twitch kind of looks at right now.
And for you right now, for people that don't know, what are your average numbers like now?
It varies from 2,000 to 6,000.
Okay. Does that matter to you?
A little bit. I mean, it's hard not to look at it sometimes. I guess the biggest thing that bugs me is when I get into a game, but the community doesn't. I'm like, damn it, we were close.
But,
like, I really love this game, but nobody else does. And I think that's important that I don't just always play what I want. You know, I can find games that I enjoy and they enjoy.
What's an example of a game that you really liked or really enjoyed that the community is like, dude, you gotta get rid of it?
I would love to be playing Black Desert right now, but I just know it wouldn't do well. I tried Albion before, and I would love to sink my teeth back into an MMO real bad, but I know it would just not be good for my stream or my life.
Got it. So, okay, so we jumped over something I want to address, or at least find out from you, is that so you're streaming during this time Isaac exclusively when you're speedrunning?
Pretty much. It was never exclusive.
Okay. But like 90%? Is that
90%.
fair? Okay. So at what point, I know recently you said it's jumped the shark, but at what point did you like, okay, I need to do something other than Isaac? And then do you remember experimenting and what those experiments were like for you?
Yeah. It didn't take me long to start getting bored of racing and things like that. So I started taking suggestions from chat for games because, like I said, not only was Isaac the first game I streamed, it was the first indie game I ever played. So Faster Than Light, I believe, was my first one, where I played it and I was like, wow, this is awesome. And chat was more interactive with me then because it was it wasn't me super serious racing. It was me just casually playing a game. So yeah, that was a big part for me where I started saying, I should sneak this in once in a while. And then XCOM. XCOM was really one of my favorite streams ever. Was my original playthrough of the original XCOM. So, well, not the original, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. What about that stream playing XCOM sticks out in your head?
The crazy excitement level between me and Chad as I tried to finish the last mission. It was one guy left, sniper left versus the last boss with like very little health. You know, it was just great to see me and Chad both freaking out together.
It's something you'll always remember, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So, how much of what you do now do you approach as, I don't want to say calculated, but as like a business, or as like, I know you said you don't plan out what games you play or necessarily your schedule.
I think about the business side a lot. How much of that do I apply to my stream? not as much as I should.
Like when you say you think about the business of the stream, what does
I
that
think about the
mean?
business of Twitch
Of
as a
Twitch.
streamer a lot. I actually struggle to go into streams now and not look at things that they're doing, from their emotes to their advertising to see their branding. I struggle not to look at them as a business.
Okay.
It's because it does interest me, but at the same time, it's not something I want to commit to myself.
Is there any specific part of the business that you said, I know you think about, that you would like to implement that you don't have now that you know is a good idea, but for whatever reason, being busy or you don't care that much that you'd want to put in?
Lots of little things. There's some alert stuff I'd like to change around and edit, some layout stuff I'd like to change around and edit, but that's hard to do. Finding graphic designers and programmers and then getting them to work together. It's just, and I'm not creative. Like, I want cool stuff. I make the joke all the time, like, I need an artist, and not just someone who can draw for me, but someone that can come up with the idea as well. Someone that can do the whole package. Because there's a ton of great drawers out there, but I have no ideas. I need the whole thing. So,
Have you ever asked like one of your larger streams, like, hey, are there any artists out there? Have you ever? Because I'd imagine with a few thousand people, there's probably.
I have a dozen people on Skype, but the problem is they all want me to tell them what I want. And if you can't, I mean, for me personally, my best art has come from a viewer that was a viewer for a long time that doesn't really watch as much as he used to. But he knew what the channel wanted, what fit the channel best. It's so hard to explain that, for me anyway, to explain that to an artist. I need an artist to spend a week in my channel, spend a week with my community and see what kind of stuff you think would actually fit.
So note to any viewers watching this live after the fact, just email Dick or tweet him some concept art. Be like, here's 5 things that will look cool on your channel. And you'd be like, I kind of like this one. Like, will you go like, all right, I like A and B and mix those together?
Oh, like I said, I'm brutally honest.
Okay.
So if I don't like something, I can easily edit it. But just coming up with that start to a design is so hard for me.
Okay.
So hard for me.
What are your thoughts as we're getting close to the break here? But what are your thoughts as Twitch as a long-term business? Is there anywhere in the back of your head that you're like, hey, this could go away tomorrow, or do you not approach it that way?
Oh, I think about that a lot. Like, we've kind of touched on that a little bit. I just bought a house, so that's helped me feel a little more relaxed.
Mm-hmm. And when you say you bought a house, do you want to get into any more detail about that or no?
I bought a house outright. I own a home,
okay,
free and clear.
But let's.
But a lot of that was from money that I had from previous to Twitch. So,
but let's just set the landscape of Michigan. You don't have to get into numerical details, but like the average home in Michigan is, particularly in Southwest Michigan, in a rural area, is fractions of the cost of what it would be. Because
this home was.
Oh, you froze right when you were going to say that.
Did I? $30,000.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, $30,000. That's how cheap it was.
Yeah.
It needed like 15 in reno, but yeah. So it's still, I'm gonna have a house under 50 grand.
That's and for me, like I told you, we were talking about this earlier. Like, that's amazing. Like, you're gonna go, barring you making any dumb financial decisions, which you don't seem that kind of guy. You're gonna go the rest of your life without a mortgage, or a rent payment.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
And
it's
that's
a very big weight off my shoulder. I make the comment a lot on my stream that I would, if I could do anything, it would be to stream for fun, to make all my money elsewhere and to just be able to stream for fun. You asked me about do I think about the business stuff? I do. And I think about how much of it I should apply because I know I could make more money, but I enjoy streaming for fun. I don't enjoy streaming as a business.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Have you ever thought about linking up with like one of these agencies to do all that work for you?
That's a whole long topic we can get into that I'm very interested in. I don't know if it's a great direction for Twitch. Management, just for those who aren't familiar, many streamers now have managers, and managers are finding them promotions. Mm-hmm. I personally don't. I think it's a direction that was inevitable. I think it's a direction that is going to hurt a lot of developers. It's going to hurt a lot of viewers.
Why do you say that?
Because we're getting, and I'll be honest with you, we are getting offered ridiculous dollar per hour to play video games that we have no interest in.
But isn't that on you as the streamer to
But the
say,
dollar per hour is so high, people aren't saying no.
okay, so
That's
for
why I think
you,
that's why I think it's bad for Twitch and for the gaming industry. And the management has increased that price even more because managers want to cut.
so personally for you, if there's a high offer on the table and you're like, this game sucks or I have no interest in it
I've done it
whatsoever.
in the past. I've done it in the past when I needed it.
Hmm.
And I don't think there's the sellout term. We can get into that too. I mean, I don't think it's 100% selling out when you're still, if I have to play a game for 3 days so I can pay my bills and then give you guys 4 days of content of what we want to do, I don't necessarily think that's 100% selling out
Hmm.
because I'm keeping my stream alive. I'm keeping my stream alive.
So do you feel, you mentioned that it hurts viewers, it hurts audience. Do you feel that's the case with how you handled it?
Some people actually enjoyed it. Like the one that I did that I had no interest in was MOBA that's out of business, so I can say the name called Tome. Had
Okay.
no interest in it,
You
but the
used to
money
see
was,
those, like those, hey,
yep,
click on this and
pay to click on this. Yeah,
yeah.
because the money was absurd. Um, but actually, we had a lot of fun. I got a bunch of my viewers on stream, and we had a good time playing it. And it turned out to be okay, but I didn't want to cast it.
Okay.
So
But you were contractually obligated and got a decent amount of money for it, which,
I wasn't. And I wasn't obligated to be nice to them. I wasn't obligated to play it, but I did agree to pay. I agreed.
okay.
I mean, I've never been forced to do anything, but I've turned down a lot of things. I don't get approached with a lot of things, though. I'll be honest. I'm going to light a cigarette right now because this turns a lot of advertising off.
Hmm.
It's a big part why you won't see it, which is something that affects my business. The number one thing I could do to promote my business is quit smoking.
So do you ever vape?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought
I
of,
could vape on stream, yeah, but it would be the most disingenuous thing I ever did on cast.
because you don't enjoy vaping?
I don't like vaping. It's not what I want to do. I would 100% be switching to a vape for financial gain from my streams.
Sellout reasons. Well, what about this? Let me throw this curveball at you. What if there's an indie, small town cigarette manufacturer that's like, hey, here's X amount of dollars to smoke our cigarettes. Do you feel like that's a genuine way to,
I can't do that.
why?
I can't promote smoking on my stream.
You're not allowed to?
It's against TOS.
Really?
We can't promote alcohol, and it's funny that the vape guys are getting away with it. There are guys who are sponsored by vape, which technically is borderline against the TOS,
Uh-huh.
but no, we are not allowed to.
Wow. So from a business standpoint, you also said it hurts Twitch, like taking these promotional deals. Why do you feel
I think
it
it
hurts?
does.
Why
I
do you
think
feel it
does.
hurts Twitch?
Because it's putting more fake content out there. It's driving games to success that they didn't deserve just because they had a bankroll.
But I mean, I would disagree with that because you said that you've played some games and taken deals that you actually
Right.
liked, and I'm guessing you have to disclose that per regulations, right? You're like, this is a
Well,
sponsored stream.
at that time, it was a little different. We weren't worried about it. There was some lawsuit stuff that happened over that. That's why everyone's advertising promotion. And one of my biggest problems with it that I think is hurting Twitch is the fact that when we have a promoted stream, which I'll have a promoted stream coming up for a game that I'm excited about called Force Showdown that I really want to play. It's just a cool little twin stick. I'm not going to get a ton of hours out of it, but I'm going to have fun playing it. I'll have to put promoted in my title. And then everyone just comes into chat and constantly assumes that I'm only playing it because I'm getting paid.
Sellout.
I can't have a genuine opinion of a video game anymore because I must be promoting. I must be getting paid to be promoting this game.
But so when you're playing this game, is it in this particular deal for you that you can be honest about it, or does it say
Well, yeah.
you can't be
I won't
disparaging?
take any deal. I won't take any deal where I can't talk negatively about your game.
So then why would you think that if that's the case, why do you think that would hurt Twitch?
Because
If you're-
people immediately just associate that promoted or sponsored stream with we have to do that. They don't know that. And even if I tell them that, they don't, people see what's in front of them.
Mhm.
They want to get mad about what's obvious.
Okay.
But a big one is there are big casters out there that play along and pretend a game is good and do get paid to not say negative things about games. And we've seen some of those games that are successful that honestly didn't deserve it. I guess you could say as a business they deserved it. They paid the right promoters and they got the right promotion. I guess. But for me, I think it's negative in the long run.
Okay. So for you, do you feel like you found a way internally and in your stream to do it in an authentic way that doesn't hurt your community?
It's a struggle. It's a struggle. I've definitely been offered some things that I would have loved to take. I have a
Could
kid.
could you
I
get
have a
any
kid,
specifics
so
about like
I know I'm smoking and stuff, but this is my dungeon, my little. This is separate from everything. So, yeah, it was an energy drink. It tasted like cat piss. It paid incredibly well. I would have loved to, and I definitely considered it. And my viewers probably would have let me get away with it, but I don't drink. I
Mhm.
never have, and it's the fear that if I start, I won't stop. And I'm kind of in the same aspect with promotions right now. I'm afraid if I start taking them, I won't be able to stop taking them.
Okay. So so you have
There
this
are there are people on Twitch that are going to make over $1 million this year in just promotions, not counting subs and donations.
you seem like you're saying that for a fact.
Fact, 100%.
That's mind blowing to me.
Yeah.
So there's not like so for you like there's just no are you upfront with your community and be like, look, I'm not going to take any promotional deal no matter
No,
how high it is?
I'm not avoiding all promotions. I have promotions on my stream. Like I promote Loot Crate. I promote a new website that just came out called Chrono.gg.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Woot for video games. I promote things. I actually work directly with Chrono for the last year and a half as they set up their affiliate program. I think there is appropriate promotion.
Okay.
I think getting paid $700 an hour to play a bad game is not appropriate promotion that I want to be part of.
But you've taken a deal like that in the past.
Never that high, but I've been offered as high as $700 an hour.
It's a lot of money.
It is, and to say no is not an easy thing to do.
That's
but-
more than like lawyers and I
Yeah.
guess consider like
Well, they're very limited hours.
Yeah.
It's like $700 an hour for 6 hours.
yeah. Well, this has been an interesting interview, and in particular to get like you're giving us a honest, no BS take, where some people may not do the same thing because they're probably and there's nothing wrong with it one way or another, but other people are taking deals that, hey, they may have some more cash, but
Yeah.
they also maybe not.
I've passed up monthly promotions that would net me more than my subscribers per month do.
Is that hard for you at all? I mean, do you
Yeah.
struggle?
Oh yeah. It's even more so lately, as it's because like you were talking about. This started with management. Management is becoming very big on Twitch, and it just seems like we're doing it wrong. Like we should have come together. You know, like the only reason we have managers is because we're gamers. We're lazy and we don't want to read our emails and figure out what games want us. As for a dev to reach out and try to contact each individual streamer and be like, "Hey, are you interested in playing this?" You get the emails, spam emails that basically say, "Hey, are you interested in playing this?
Here's
Hey,
a key." Yeah.
here's a key. Check this out. Here's a key. Check this out." They don't have a good way to reach out to us, so managers have given them a great way to reach out.
And there's a lot
And-
of money in it.
Managers are now making a cut and charging more because of their cut.
Interesting stuff. Are there what's in your opinion, what's the best you don't have to get into the financial details. What's the best deal you've taken for you? Game wise. What's it?
Our best game?
Best deal, promotional deal you've taken that you felt was like, all right, I feel good about this. I like the game. It's fair. It's disclosed. Have you taken a deal that you felt like really good about?
Yeah, I've taken a lot of deals I feel really good about. I have. Like I said, I'm recently just started. Most recent is this Chrono.gg, and I even see someone in chat mention that they did make a mistake of using someone's YouTube video on accident. That happened, yes, but I really feel that's a great, genuine affiliate program for streamers. We get a small percentage of our sales. We buy Chrono buys the keys directly from the developer. Chrono charges their fee like any bundle or deal site does to promote them, and there's nothing negative there. There's nothing wrong there.
And then do you only promote the games that you enjoy, or is it just always out there for someone to
I think that's great. Any game. I love video games in general. I mean, I hate platformers, but I'm not going to talk. I mean, Super Meat Boy is a great game. There's no denying that Super Meat Boy is a great game. For a game that you run and it's basically two buttons. You know, you run and you jump. It's an amazing game. I still don't like playing platformers. So no, I don't only promote the games that I enjoy. I think the point is I can give my community a good deal, I can make money for the developers, and Chrono stays alive so we can keep getting these good deals for the future. I think that's a genuine affiliate program, a genuine sponsorship.
Got it. So I want to wrap things up by saying, I know we talked about like the worry of it going away. In your opinion, for someone who's at this point, based your life, your income
Yeah.
off of Twitch, what do you think the longevity of is? Would you see it like, how long do you think you can do this reasonably before the landscape changes? Or
No idea.
you have no,
No.
like, you have no
No
clue?
idea. I do believe that in the future, and maybe the near future, things will have to change, and I'll probably have to join the management groups and things like that. I think it'll be inevitable if I still want to get any deals. And of course, it's great to work directly with a developer and promote their game in the way that they want you to promote it. And I don't mean that like I got to talk positively about their game, but having the appropriate links and the appropriate things to talk about when their game is coming out. That's great. But I think at some point, trying to just be independent, unless you're huge, is going to be impossible. You'll have to be under some sort of group. So,
Okay. And then another thing I wanted to talk about.
I mean, YouTube's done it. You know that YouTube
Yeah.
has done that. If you're doing anything on YouTube, you're under some sort of group.
Right.
Yeah.
So the other thing I want to talk about this is it's related, but you're I would say the in the minority of streamers that have a family, meaning like
Yes.
not like a wife, but you have a little girl. And so what has that been like for you in terms of balancing your life with your daughter and an extremely extensive streaming, not schedule, but streaming hours? Bizarre hour. I mean, not bizarre, but
Yeah.
different hours in terms
This
of
is-
yeah.
It's been very hard. It's been very, very difficult. I miss a lot, and it's I don't know. It's not easy. I'm lucky enough that my ex-wife and I are in a relationship that's close enough that we can make it work, but it's been very hard. My schedule, so like you talked about, midnight to noon. My schedule's so far off. It's rough. I try to see her every day for at least 3 hours or so, but I miss out on just that hanging out and being a part of her life thing. When she comes over for 3 hours, she's coming to see Daddy for a while, instead of just we're sitting around watching TV, doing whatever normal everyday stuff. And I know that seems silly, but I like to just listen to her play. I like to just hear her play. But when she comes over now, it's like a staged event where we have to hang out for 3 hours and we have to do something instead of just that sit around and be family thing.
So do you think you can change that?
I don't know. With what I'm doing on streaming, I think streaming is. I compare it. I've never said this on stream, I don't think, but to my family and to my ex-wife, it's my pro sports. I'm only going to get to do it for a limited window. I love it. I'm lucky enough that I do all right at it. I make an okay living at it. I don't make anything crazy. So for me, it's my pro sports. Yeah, it's not I'm not making $1 million a year or anything like that. I'm not even anywhere near that. Not even a tenth of that. But from my background, from what I expected to make, from what I did for a living, before I started streaming on Twitch, I was making $45,000 a year, and I was stoked. But like I said, I bought a house for 30. So I did have to make the decision to sacrifice time with my daughter while she was young. At one point, I called my ex-wife and said, I got to put my stream first for a while. And she quit her job. My ex-wife doesn't work. I actually take care of her, and she doesn't work, so I can do this full time. Because some days I gotta travel. Some days I could, I gotta go to St. Jude next week, week and a half. Cobalt's marathons. Those are 7 days straight. I sneak in a Skype call with her. So yeah, I don't plan to do it forever at this extreme, but I wanted to give it my all while I was where I'm at. I'm lucky to have what I have, and incredibly grateful to have what I have. And I feel like if I don't take advantage of that, if I don't do that, I'm a scumbag.
See, I would push back and say I don't say it's luck at all. I mean, you've sacrifice isn't luck.
No, but I'm still lucky to have it. I mean, I'm still grateful.
You feel
to have
fortunate.
It. Yes, fortunate to have it.
So with that being said, I've got two more
You're
things to
good.
ask you. Do you think you could slowly migrate now that, I don't want to say you've made it, but now
Made
that
it.
you're in a sustainable and profitable
I would like
stream,
to cut back 1 day a week
but what about adjusting it so that you can
to a
do it?
regular time slot or something more manageable, you think?
Yeah, where like you can have the best or better of both worlds, where you
I'm
have your
working
family.
on that. I'm working on that, but I'm divorced.
Hmm.
So I'm working on that with my ex-wife, and we're trying to figure out how to make that work together.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, we're working on that. That's definitely that's part of. I don't like to complain a lot on stream, or not. This isn't really
No, you're
complaining
not complaining at all.
as much as just saying, stuff can be screwed up,
Hmm.
stuff can be hard. I don't like to talk about it too much on stream because it inspires pity donations. And I've even got a joke about it. I've even considered making a mode about it. Anytime you say anything negative, somebody gives you $5 and says, "I'm sorry to hear that."
Yeah.
So I missed a few days in a row, and I don't ever do that. So the part of that has been trying to get this stuff balanced out, trying to figure out how to get more time with my family.
So I've never thought about it this way until you brought it up about being like a pro athlete, where Michael Jordan can play for 15 years, and Peyton Manning can play for, you have X amount of years.
I imagine that I have X amount of years. I don't know if that's true or not, but I imagine I do.
Okay, so if that's how you look at it, why not take the Gatorade deal, the Nike deal, the McDonald's? Why not take all of that
What a
now?
great question. What a great
And
question.
and I don't, and then just from my standpoint as a viewer,
I think about that daily
and what prevents you from doing that, even though everyone knows you have a family and responsibilities you have to take care of?
because of my daughter. Because of my daughter. Like I don't want to tell her 5 years from now that I, bought this house because I sold out, took every dollar I could, whether I believed in it or not.
Hmm.
I mean, that means more. I don't need to make $3 million to give my daughter a great life. I just don't. I mean, I don't think that her life is going to be influenced that much by money. I wouldn't want her life to be that influenced that much by money.
So I'm just gonna poke one more. So what if
Go ahead,
you
please.
take the energy drink deal and it pays for a college?
I know.
Does that, like, I don't, I mean, as a viewer, I wouldn't blame you for that, but it seems like you would blame.
I would blame myself. Yeah. It just seemed because it's partly because of my community. Like, if you've ever watched my stream,
Yeah.
once a night, someone says, "You're the realest guy on Twitch." And I never wanted to be known for that, but it feels bad now when I lie to somebody or when I'm not genuine with my stream. Like, I feel bad if I even leave out the details. Like, if I don't give you the nitty gritty. Um, yeah, I think it really, Dan, especially in these last few months, I'm not lying. It's been, we are becoming more valuable. We as influencers are becoming more valuable. Um, like leaps and bounds becoming more valuable. Streamers are starting to make way more money than was ever imagined. Um, yeah,
I,
it's hard.
and I mean, this is my opinion. I don't think that's going to change anytime in the near future. I think my opinion is what you're seeing now is a shift from, just generally, you're seeing like TV and their lack of influence with advertising. Now there's still those budgets, and that money has to go somewhere, and it's starting to trickle down, and I think it's going to be inverse. So with that in mind, as juicier, and we spent a lot of time talking about the business, these offers are just going to get bigger for you.
I love the business side of it, and I'm glad we spent some time on it because it is something that I was hoping we'd touch on, not knowing what the questions were going to be. Yeah, it's going to get harder and harder for people to say. It's already so hard for people to say no. And I mean, viewers in your channel right now, I'm sure, have seen streamers that they follow that are headed in that direction. They went from nothing to all of a sudden they're doing a promoted stream weekly.
And I'm like, this is a really personal, maybe out of bounds question, but like, does your ex-wife, and I know you have a girlfriend now, like, do they know that you pass up on these deals, and do they put heat on you? Like, hey, this could be a vacation or savings account, or do you keep them
My
out of it?
ex-wife is aware. Small town girl doesn't really care.
That's cool.
I mean, even when I do have a cool opportunity or have a great night or something, if I were, even when we were married, if I were to say, like, oh my God, I made $2,000 from this deal, She was like, "Oh, yeah."
That's
She goes garage sailing. Like she's garage sales all summer. She doesn't. No. And I think both of us agree that we needed the money to have some sort of a life, which at my childhood, I wasn't necessarily the smartest kid growing up. So we're finally getting that point where we're stable, and that's amazing, man. I will forever be grateful to Twitch TV. I mean, I really will, forever.
I'm blown away in a good way. Not that I thought you're any different, but for, the people, very few people that are like you that are very like content. Like you see people that are in the gaming industry influenced that are like, here's my new BMW, here's my new Kanye West shoe, like, and like, but that money's out there. But for you, like the impression, that
it may just be because I'm an asshole. I really don't know. Like I don't know what it is. I don't know what I feel like it though, because I think more people than not are taking deals, not necessarily that they don't want, but that they would have never considered a year and a half ago. I made the comment earlier about people setting goals for themselves. At one point, Cobalt Streak and we said to each other, he said, all he ever wanted was 1,500 viewers playing no matter what he played. And all I wanted was 1,000 viewers playing no matter what I played. And I remind Cobalt of that almost weekly. And he reminds me, because anytime we want to complain that the viewer count was low, that the donations weren't good this month, we remind each other of what we wanted when we started out 2 years ago. This is where we wanted to be. And I'm so much further ahead than that. Like it's so hard to complain.
So with that, you sharing that goal, and like you have to like draw yourself back to that you've surpassed it. Is there another next goal?
I don't know that I want the next step. I had a streamer tell me out of anger once that I'm forever a B-list, and I said thank you.
Like he did that insulting, or like
insulting me. But to me, that's great. Like that's great. I look at like my Twitter feed of the actors and people I follow. Like I'd rather be Will Wheaton than Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
Will Wheaton seems like he has a lot more fun. Just saying.
That's such a. I mean, did someone say that to your face?
Oh yeah.
What? Did you clearly didn't have an inverse reaction? You just kind of laughed it off.
No, it is true.
Yeah.
It's true. But like the marathons, 15,000 people, 20,000 people. I couldn't do that every day. It destroys the part for me that's so great, and that's the entertainment. You can't pay attention to 20,000 people. You can't see anything that happens with 20,000 people.
With 20,000 Kappas scrolling by in chat when you miss
exactly. You accidentally say Kappa, and your chat is Kappa for the next 15 minutes because of mob mentality. I'm really happy with where I'm at, and I think where I'm at is becoming a very valuable place to be.
Yeah,
Carnage and those guys that are in that 5,000 to 15,000, and you've even Carnage. You see when he gets to the 25,000 to 20,000, where his chat changes. Finding that comfortable ground.
This is an interview, Dick, and I haven't said this on the show, is that I feel like the time allotted isn't nearly. I mean, we've gone way over, and
we're way over break. I think we're 40 minutes over break.
But that's a great thing, and like there's just a lot.
I love conversations like these,
this has been and this is nothing against the other guests, but this is the first show where it's been like, there's a million questions I still want to ask you, but I have to still run a show here.
It's scary. It's a scary thing to talk about on Twitch. That was part of the Forever a B-list comment to me, was I was talking about similar things on my own show, and somebody messaged me. They were very unhappy with me getting into numbers, people's dollars. I wasn't specifically claiming anyone's dollars, but I was just making statements about someone my size making this much money. I may have offended people here today that I shouldn't have told people. I think viewers have the right to know that, some guys don't care. I personally don't care. If I go into a stream and I'm enjoying the stream, I spend a few hours in there, I'm going to throw them a couple bucks, or I'm going to subscribe because you entertain me. I don't care how much money you make. Yeah. But there's this stigma behind, if we talk about how much money we make, you're going to stop donating. That's scummy as it gets to me.
What's scummy? That if you're
If I tell you I make $100,000, you're going to stop donating because now you know I don't need your money.
got it.
And the fact that we're afraid to talk about being successful or having buying a car or buying something because we're afraid that we're not going to get donations today, that's scummy.
Yeah.
It's not right, man. We should be able to share in our happiness with you like you do with us.
Yeah. Well, Dick, I appreciate your candid conversation. It was awesome, man. It's definitely mind blowing for me, and like I knew you were gonna come on as a little bit of a wild card, but this is like, I mean, it definitely took a different road. That I'm glad that we went down that road, but I do want to move.
We have to
the
play
show.
games. We have to play games.
Yeah, well, before we get to our break, we have a segment here we like to call 21 Questions,
Oh, God.
and I think this is I don't need to preface you on this, but I just want your gut reaction. Like some of these questions are like they're lighthearted, some are maybe a little more pointed, but it's like, all right, I'm going to ask you apples or oranges and just your gut reaction. So not thinking about it. All right. You ready?
I'm going to try.
All right. First question, waffles or pancakes?
Waffles.
PAX or TwitchCon?
TwitchCon.
Having your beard shaved off or having no hair on your entire body?
No hair on my entire body.
Okay. Bob Ross or Piano Man?
Bob Ross.
Original Isaac or Rebirth?
Ooh, Rebirth.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I upset people with that one.
Richards or Hammers?
Richards.
Some of these don't make sense either. So.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
There's more to come. All right. Super Nintendo or N64?
N64.
There was a little hesitation there.
Yeah, there was.
What
we can't go into it, can we?
Yeah, well,
okay,
just real quick. Because you already made the decision.
Super Nintendo genuinely has better games. There's no doubt about it. If you go back and play an N64 today, you're like, oh my God, this is awful. But N64 was really where I fell in love with gaming.
Okay.
So that's why I said N64.
Okay. Best Twitch emote, Kappa or what face?
I don't even know what face is. So Kappa.
Okay, Kappa.
I don't emote, dude.
All right.
I still call that one excited Asian because I can never remember the name of it.
PogChamp?
There you go.
All right, there you go. All right, next question. This is a hypothetical. Never ride a motorcycle again, or now that I've interviewed you, I know what you're going to answer. Never play Isaac again.
Never play Isaac again.
I thought that was going to be hard, but after 10 minutes in the interview, all right. Darkest Dungeon or XCOM?
XCOM.
That's another easy one. All right, next question. Never have anyone in chat tell you that smoking is bad for you again. Or no one ever asks you when Balls of Steel is coming back again.
The smoking one, for sure.
Okay. Stardew Valley, fishing or mining?
Fishing.
Favorite? I don't want to say favorite. I'm just going to throw out the question. Tyrone or Edmund?
Tyrone?
Okay. I already know this one. XSplit or OBS?
OBS.
Okay. Can only drink Arizona iced tea the rest of your life, or never drink Arizona iced tea ever again. So you can only drink Arizona, no water,
Never.
no nothing, or never again.
Drink it again.
Okay. PAX East or PAX South?
PAX East. Okay. East Coast.
Mohawk or pink hair?
Mohawk.
Okay. Here's another one. Never smoke again, or never stream on Twitch again.
Oof. I would never smoke again was the first one I was gonna say. Yeah.
Okay. And the last one.
It's my one habit, man.
What?
It's my one habit.
But you would, if it came down to it.
I know. I would definitely take Twitch.
Okay. Next.
It's my escape.
All right. Next question. Having to call a Twitch friend an actual friend and mean it, or take an energy drink deal that you don't believe in.
Oh boy, I'll take the energy drink deal. At least I get paid.
So that friend thing is really a sticking point.
It's just weirdly personal. I know.
No, that's good.
I have problems, Dan. I have problems.
All right. So with that being said, we're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna guess that Dick's gonna get up and stretch around. When we return, we're gonna put Dick through the Shooting Stars Ultimate Challenge. What that is, if you're unfamiliar, it's our version of American Gladiators. It's a really fun, lighthearted playthrough of 3 games. And if Dick, we know Dick's a very competitive person. If Dick happens to get the highest score among all of our guests thus far, he has a chance at winning the Shooting Stars Season 1 championship belt. Are you nervous going into this thing?
Like the interview part, we could do that all day. The gaming part, so nervous.
Nervous.
All
right, so we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back in a few short minutes. Don't go anywhere. All right, guys, welcome back to the second half of Shooting Stars Live. Up on deck now is we're going to put Dick Hammer through the Shooting Stars Ultimate Challenge. And that being said, let me go ahead and get this lined up here. Rip, don't look at the screen, Dick. All right. Okay.
The moment.
All right, cool. Okay, cool. So, I've got to move. There we go. Okay, so for those guys that have never seen the show, the first game that we play is Quake Live, and Dick has no idea how the rules are set up, so we're going to take everyone through the rules right now. So the first game we're playing is Quake Live. We're going to play 2 5-minute rounds. All right, in these 5-minute rounds, there are no penalties for deaths. So you can die as many times as you want. That's not going to count against you. Your goal is to get as many kills as possible. For each kill you get 25 points. Does that make sense?
All right.
Okay. So you're going to be playing against myself and then 2 indiscriminate bots.
Okay.
Okay. So
is that what's in here right now?
Yeah. So that's what's in here right now. So Dick's been getting some practice in, but the way it's been set up is that you're playing the exact same scenarios and levels as every other guest that's been on the show. So it's as even Steven as we can make it.
Except that you've gotten better.
That is you're the first guest to bring that up, but that is true.
All right. You've been improving this whole time. I get it.
All right.
I get it.
So we're going to start this first match, and what's going to happen is it's going to start in 10 seconds. I'm going to pause it because I need to unbalance the teams. All right?
Okay. Oh, am I alone?
It's 1 on 3.
Fight.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to go to the red team, and for those of you guys watching, Dick is on the blue team.
I'm normally a console shooter, but I couldn't get the controller settings how I like it, so we're doing mouse and keyboard. No promises here.
Okay. Ready to go?
Sure.
All right, good luck. How do you think you're going to do?
Terribly.
3, 2, 1.
All right, here we go.
I haven't played anything like this in a long time. I'm getting wrecked.
Have you ever played a first-person shooter on your stream?
Not on my stream, no.
Not once.
I don't think so. Unless you count like GT or Grand Theft Auto or something like that when I'm first person. Hey, this little dog thing does not die.
That's Orb, yeah. Orb's a crowd favorite. Everyone calls it a dog. It's actually just a singular eyeball with 4 legs.
Is it? It looks like a... Jesus, I'm terrible.
Did you play Fallout in your stream?
Yeah, I did.
One of your viewers.
Oh my God, damn, please. My head. If you picked a smaller level.
So this level is, the first level we're playing is kind of this closed or open arena. The next one's a tight corridor. So we'll do a different level.
I killed Dan at least once. Angel's the key to success here because he goes down like a sack of potatoes.
You know what? You're the first person to say that. Angel is a lower difficulty, and so you're picking up on this stuff, man. You're not.
I played competitive Halo for a very long time.
You did?
It was always controller. Yeah.
Which
MLT Toronto, Halo 2.
Halo 2.
Yeah.
We had actually the person who's in the Shooting Stars Live #1 spot in the leaderboard. He won a gold medal for Halo.
Did he?
Yeah, so that's who you're going
Who's
up
that?
against. His name's Eric Rona Sniped him. He won a gold medal at the X Games.
Which Halo?
Whatever the latest one was.
Oh, okay. I got an achievement. I'm winning.
Nice. All right, so just quick update. Dick has 3 total kills with 3 minutes left to go. Did you ever watch American Gladiators as a kid?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Dan, you just wrecked me. You just wrecked me.
Did you have a favorite gladiator name?
Okay, this dog is just not even worth shooting at. It's just a waste of my time. No, I don't remember the gladiator names. I was too young for that.
You weren't too young to cheat at Magic the Gathering, though. With money.
Never too young for that.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Did you Okay, so one thing we didn't talk about is how you get your Arabian Nights collection, which for those people who don't know, it's an extremely rare. It's one of the first expansions to Magic.
Finally killed that stupid dog thing.
How did you get that? So I know you said your mom.
My mom finally just gave up on the dream of opening a card and comic shop and gave it to us.
So you got all the inventory?
Yeah. Well, what was left over? She sold a lot of it on the internet.
So how did you talk her into keeping the Arabian Nights?
Because we thought the price might go up, but it never really went up as much as we were hoping. God dang it!
You still have it?
No, I sold it.
Did you ever get your hands on any of like the top tier, like a Lotus or anything like that?
Not a Lotus, no, but we had like... Wow, that killed me. Okay. We had some of the Power 9, but none of the big tickets, no.
No, Power 9's big though. Oh, nice little rocket shot. Would you ever like, so say you take like a couple energy drink promotional deals and stop caring, would you ever buy a Black Lotus and like put it on your mantle?
Never.
Never?
Never. That's part of the reason I don't need any money. Like, my dream is like a cottage on a lake, man. I'm not looking for a mansion or...
What is your dream? What's the nearest, like, is there a lake near you that you particularly like?
Lake Michigan. I'm a big Lake Michigan guy.
Okay. So your end game, if possible,
I actually don't ever plan on moving to Lake Michigan. It's just way too pricey.
No? Is there a lake, like a smaller lake you'd be equally as happy with?
There's a bunch of lakes in my town that I'd be more than happy to live at.
So that's like your end game. Say like...
I mean, I guess, yeah. If someone said, you know, hey, where would you want me to give you a free house? I guess I'd actually take some like Beverly Hills Notch's house and then I'd sell it and buy what I wanted and keep the rest of the money.
But what you would buy something like Michigan?
Simple Michigan. Yeah, I've left a few times. I've looked at a lot of areas, turned down a few job offers, and like San Jose was one I really considered for a long time. Love the area, just couldn't live there.
Was it in the parts, like business, like motorcycle stuff?
Yeah, motorcycle.
Yeah, you'd mentioned you've been in Wisconsin. Was there anywhere else you were outside? So San Jose, you were close to moving?
I also looked at LA for a while.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Was there the same thing, another parts job?
Just couldn't deal. Yeah, that was the same thing.
All right.
I did better than I expected.
Yeah,
so.
Dick put up a score of 14. We have some single season records. I want to look at. I know you're. Okay, so the record for the first one was 27, but I'll tell you 14 is like definitely in the top tier. 100%.
Hey, I'm okay with my 14. I don't ever play shooters with a mouse and keyboard. My chat, like I have a joke, I'm gonna start playing Counter-Strike with a controller. So I hate mouse and keyboard shooting.
All right, so this one you got to. I'm gonna reload it back in because I got to switch maps. So
okay.
Give me 1 second here. But yeah, I mean, I'd say 14 overall.
I didn't beat you guys though. I'm disappointed in that.
I think you had more kills than us collectively.
No, you won 15.
Okay. Yeah, really competitive.
That little dog. I'm very competitive. Yes, me and Cobalt are terrible about it because we'll gamble over who can take a faster pee. We're terrible. We gotta compete.
Have you guys ever gotten like genuine? Here's a genuine question that it should have put in the 21, but I felt it might have been a little off color. Who do you think's better at Isaac? You or Cobalt?
Cobalt.
Really?
No doubt.
Being as competitive as you are?
Not even close. Yeah, I'm still willing to admit when I'm not as good as somebody. Yeah, I know he's just way better. He has he has talents that I'll never figure out.
In terms of mechanically or strategically?
The way he can just feel things out in that game. Like he picks up a damage up and immediately knows how that's affecting his tiers. And I mean, if you watch his stream, like he very rarely overshoots an enemy. He'll hit it exactly 3 times and it dies, and he's already swapped to shooting another enemy. The tiers will still be in the air, and he's already switching to another enemy because he knows it's going to die. Like, he has so much time and memorization on that, feeling out the game.
See, I thought you were going to say that you guys were pretty close. You can join in now. Sorry.
Okay. No, he's definitely better than me. I I spend more time learning and researching than he does. If he spent the time trying to figure out what I have, he'd be leaps and bounds ahead of me.
So you say you kind of closed the gap a little bit based on your knowledge?
That was I immediately realized I was never going to be as good as him. He was just so far ahead of me to begin with. So yeah.
Okay, cool. You went red.
Am I on the right team?
Yeah, you're good. All right, so we're gonna start
Prepare
this
your
up.
team.
It's gonna pause again.
Okay.
Is there any game that you feel that you're better at than Cobalt?
Yeah.
What game?
Fight.
I shot you already because I'm
That's okay. No, that's
I'm a
okay.
cheater. I'm a cheater.
No, it's all good.
I couldn't help it. The
Lead
game started.
taken.
I don't know. Different genres. I'm
Okay.
all right at over him.
All right, you ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you think you're gonna do in this one? So this one's more corridors and less open blasting.
I think I'm gonna still fail miserably.
I need-
Wait a second. Wait a second. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can do something really quick.
Any score predictions, number wise?
No.
You're
I'm not a
even gonna throw
guesser.
one out there.
I'm not a guess. You want me to throw one out there? I'll try to match my other score, but it should be harder because the corridors.
Okay, just so you know, the best combined score. Actually, I don't have that on it. No, the best combined score is 39.
39.
But the good
All right,
thing
I'm
is that as the games go on, so as we go to the next game and the next game, the point values get more and more important.
Oh, it's one of those games.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it
try a controller and see if I got my look sensitivity turned to where I need it.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm ready when you are.
All right, you ready to go?
I'm gonna try it. It was super fast to start.
Nas still said you just loaded up the aimbot. After hearing what he did at Magic the Gathering, a live event with
Wouldn't be
judges,
surprised.
I wouldn't put it past him. All right, here we go. Good luck, man.
1.
So
Oh
Dick
no.
is in
Oh,
red
no.
now.
That's not gonna work.
You want to set it back? I'll pause.
No, I'm good.
You
I'm
sure?
good. Go ahead. We already started. It's too late now.
Your Halo days should take over here.
Yeah, this is more of a jumper.
Did you ever play like the Doom or Wolfenstein
Oh
or
yeah,
anything?
I
like
played
that?
Doom, man. I played the original way.
Oh, so I don't feel bad for you anymore.
No, it's
You
just
played
been
the original, right?
it's just been 10 years. I played Unreal a little bit. Never was as big into Unreal as I was. Perfect Dark was my first FPS. Perfect Dark and GoldenEye obviously were my first FPSs where I got super into them.
So knowing as competitive as you are, were you always odd job?
What?
As competitive as you were you always odd job because you had the advantage?
No. We set house rules, man. I can still follow rules. I just cheat sometimes. Holy crap. Okay, I just teleported and I have no idea how. Okay, I'm not going to get as many kills this run, just so you know.
Most people
Obvi-
don't. I didn't want to burst your bubble, but just based on the level alone.
Close. This damn dog. Wasting my time. Where'd you go, Dan?
I'm actually tryharding against you.
Are you? Where'd you go?
I'm just
I lost you. I haven't seen anyone in a while.
taking. There you are.
Hiding from me. You camping on me, huh? Quad damage? What are these buffs?
So there's one quad damage at the bottom of the floor, and you can guess what it does. But
All I can ever find is this dog. He is so tanky.
he's got your number. So real quick
No.
update: Dick has 0 kills
0 kills.
with 3 minutes left on the clock.
One.
Yeah, you can't get blanked here. There is a matter of pride.
God, terrible. Terrible.
All right, here we go.
It's because I couldn't find Angel, man. That's the key to success. You gotta kill Angel.
Let me ask this: if you could trade, this isn't necessarily fair, but if you could flip a switch and be competitive in the esport, like top tier, make a living, would you do that? Would you change careers or no?
I would love to have been competitive in esports, yeah.
Would you trade?
Oh, yeah.
You would?
Well, I don't know. That's a hard one. I've never done that.
This is
I'd
not
love
the
to give it
easy-
a try.
This is not the easy interview show. It's we want to find out more about.
Love to give it a try.
You just
And
picked
Dan,
up,
I'm just getting turned up here.
you just picked up 5 kills in less than 45
No.
seconds.
If only I would have been doing that well from the start. I'm just now getting a feel.
Real quick, Dick has 5 kills with 2 minutes left on the clock. I'd say 20 is a respectable number that you can still win the whole thing. So if you get to 20
Pretty disappointed.
between both of your scores, you'll be all right. a combined score. All right, so let me ask you this, Dick. Has a person in your chat ever asked you a question that was out of bounds?
Out of bounds?
Like, yeah.
I've definitely said no to answering questions before, or just ignored them. Yeah.
Like what?
Well, really?
Would it be, well, you don't have to get specific. Would it like cross in a certain level of personal life?
Yeah, a certain level of personal.
Like, what's your address?
That's definitely too far. I mean, I get a lot of crazy personal, though. Not gonna lie. I had somebody offer to move in with me today, just via Twitch message, and I hope you don't think I'm making fun of you, person that said that, because I didn't think anything negative of it. I just said no.
What do you mean? Like, they wanted to move in with you to
Yeah.
help out, or just to live with you?
Oh,
Wait, how does that? What did it say?
I mean, that's basically it.
Was it a male
Twitch
or
message.
female?
A Twitch message, a male.
And how did you respond, or you just trashed it?
Yeah, I responded and just said I'm in no place to be looking for a roommate.
Did you read it and like, what? Like, was that strike you as odd, or were you just like, yeah, that's my community?
It wasn't the weirdest thing ever.
What's
But
the weirdest
it was a bit odd. Weirdest thing ever? There's no PG here, right? Dan?
No.
All right. Got a fucking. I guess I'm gonna call it a lady care package for the sake of a better term, with Polaroids and panties
Like,
in the mail.
were there pictures of the individual that sent it?
And panties. The panties is the part that freaks me out, Dan. Can we just go there?
What did you know what you were opening, or was it like one of those?
I had no idea. No clue.
Hold on.
Still don't even know who it was.
I'm gonna give a score update, but we're not done with this story yet. So Dick got 8 kills, and so that gives you a total of 22 total kills. So in the first round, you scored a total of 550 points, which I think the barometer is 20, and you got 22. So that's not bad. That's not a
Terrible,
bad start.
man.
No,
Terrible.
That's not bad. So the next thing we're gonna load up is Brawlhalla, and we were gonna get back to this lady care package, but
Okay.
as we load Brawlhalla, I'm gonna explain the rules on this one. Let me load this up here. Okay, so the way this game works is we're going to play 4 3-minute matches. Each match is a different game mode. And so this one is just 1v1. But for each match you win, each match you beat me in, you get 250 total points. So that's a lot of cake.
You're pretty confident you're good at this game, huh?
Well, this is one that I will say you would rather play me the first show than the ninth
I feel like everyone has played this game but me. So
Well, I mean, you have 60 minutes logged in the game, so
I do not.
You're lying to us.
I'm not lying to you. Sorry, I'm typing a random Brawlhalla key into chat for your chat because I have these to give away.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so do you want to tell everyone what you're doing?
I'm just gonna throw it in chat and surprise them all, Dan.
Okay.
That's the kind of guy I am. Surprise. Have a key.
It's very generous of you.
I hope I typed it right. Yep.
All right, so you want to explain what you just did, or you're just going to let it marinate?
It's a Brawlhalla skin key.
Okay. There you go.
I got a bunch of those. I have a friend of mine that works for Brawlhalla, so yeah.
That's pretty
have
cool.
Have a key. I've got some more. I'll throw them out at the end or something, or when we're done chatting, or while we're chatting.
Yeah, cool. I saw it at PAX South. It was cool that they're doing like a $40,000 tournament.
Yeah, it's definitely been picked up as somewhat serious competitive, which is cool, man.
Yeah.
It's cool. Is it Smash like?
It's it's like a
Okay.
2D Smash. Not that Smash is 3D, but you can join me now whenever.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I'm terrible at Smash too, so I'm excited. You've got me in like my worst games. I hope the third game is Isaac. I hope we're racing Isaac.
all right, so the way this works is the first
Kirby?
match we're gonna play is just like Smash. So your goal is just to beat me up and knock me off the edge.
All right, you gonna tell me who's awesome and who's terrible?
There's actually, I always thought they were the same, but someone came on here and said like there's a melee rating, or there's a defense. There's a rating underneath your character.
So you have all of them unlocked too, huh?
No, I don't. I just have. They rotate them,
Oh.
and the guy I usually am is the pirate, but he's
Yeah,
locked
this person's level 2. Someone has played on my computer.
Someone has played.
Probably
on my
little
computer.
brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna play this guy because he looks tough.
I'm sure, based on your history, I wouldn't be surprised that you put some work in here to see how.
I'm terrible at. Well, what did I just do? I'm not sure.
You're good. You just picked your guy.
All right.
So you're gonna be him. I'm gonna pick someone else just so people can tell the difference. All right. So I'm gonna be.
Yeah. The game is free, but it has microtransactions for accessories or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, that's what I like about how they did it is because it's free to play, but you can't like buy buffs and stuff. You can buy like skins and stuff like that.
I have no problem with that method.
Cool. All right. So Dick is the tan-looking figure with a gun, and I'm the yellow alien. So what are your predictions this one? How do you think you're gonna do?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't even know what the controls are.
All right, I'll give you like 20 seconds just to get acclimated. A is jump, and you can double.
See that? Triple jump, huh?
And then X picks up those swords are different weapons, so X will pick that up.
Okay, I'm ready.
You good to go?
Yeah.
All right, and then the trigger button throws, but you already know that, so forget that.
Or X.
I'll keep you guys updated because I know the scores in the upper right-hand corner. It's cut off for you guys. But, okay, so back
this
to the
guy with the guns here.
So back to the lady care package story. It was sent to like a PO box or something.
Yeah, I have a PO box.
And so it was like in a normal cardboard box.
Yeah.
And then you opened it, and then when did it like hit you that?
Almost immediately, I realized what it was.
Were there pictures of the girl?
Oh yeah.
Was it a troll thing, or do you think it was real?
Oh, it was real.
Was there any method for you to get in contact with them?
Whoa. Yes.
Was it like a phone or email or whatever?
Oh no. Yeah.
Did you ever call it?
No. I threw it away immediately. I am super confused what's happening right now, Dan.
So was the person, in your opinion, attractive?
Yeah.
And there was no you had no desire to explore it further?
One, I'm in a relationship. Two, no. Whoa, what happened there?
So let me ask, had you not been in a relationship, would it maybe something you would have explored?
No way.
Why?
Why? Because that's like an absolute turnoff for me.
What? Someone who knows what they want? Dick?
Sorry, I'm in the zone here, Dan.
All right.
I was doing stuff to you, all right?
All right, so 109 left on the clock. It's 0-0 because neither of us have knocked each other off.
I'm down.
All right, so now it's 2 to -1 with 1 minute left on the clock. The loser of this game has to send a man care package to the other person. Oh, nice swing. All right, so it's 1-1 now. We're back to even. 45 seconds on the clock.
Anyway, so yeah, that's a huge turnoff to me, man. The whole, let me just show you what I look like naked without even introducing myself.
Was the face on the picture?
Oh yeah. Damn.
You don't know who the person was, though?
No idea.
What do you think that person was hoping for, like in their best case scenario?
That I would call them, I would assume.
You didn't even call them on *67 just to humor?
No.
Why not?
Because anyone who actually watched my stream or knows anything about me knows that that's a huge turnoff.
Why though?
Because
you're not flattered.
If she's willing to send me, and it's not just
all right, here we go. Good luck.
Good luck.
Wait, anyone who knows you what?
Anyone who knows me knows that I'm not into that whole thing. What the heck? I am gone.
So, I know you said you're in a relationship, but so if there was someone...
Okay, I was struggling to get there when I was in the middle of the game, but if she's willing, or he was willing to send me those pictures without prompting, then I just would have little to no trust/respect in them.
But what if you're the only person they've ever done that to?
I mean... It's sort of like me cheating at Magic, you know? You're just gonna assume that I'm gonna cheat at everything I do.
All right. Okay, so this next round, we're not done with that yet. This next round, you pick your guy, is called Brawl Ball, and it's another 3-minute round. And the way it works is there's a golden football-looking thing in the middle of the playing field, and you have to pick it up and then take it into my end zone. We don't get any points for killing each other. You just get 1 point per end zone score.
Okay. And I'm assuming just hitting you knocks it away or something?
Yeah, so you can like make me drop it. There's a lot of different strats. But so if this is just a different, we're gonna pivot off the love box. So I know you're in a relationship, but say you weren't. How would a person in your Twitch community that enjoys your company, how would they get your attention in a non-creepy way?
In a non-creepy way?
Yeah, pick your guy while you're telling me to.
Oh, wait, am I supposed to be picking something? I'm still looking at the slapping hands or clapping hands here. Sorry.
No, that's all right.
I mean, was there a speed stat? Oh yeah, there is. All right. I mean, just talk to me. Try to talk to me.
Is there any?
I've made friends with a lot of people through my stream.
Okay.
TeamSpeak, just general interactions in chat, meeting at events, that kind of thing.
Okay. Hit A when you're ready.
Okay. And my last 2 relationships are Twitch, through my stream.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you take us through your most recent one?
My current relationship is through my stream, yeah.
But how did that go from was she a moderator?
Yeah.
Okay, so how did it go from moderator?
Wait, what am I doing here?
Okay.
I gotta climb this?
Yeah, so I can go through my own wall.
Oh,
and you can go through your own wall, but we can't.
Well, now I feel like I cheated.
No, you're fine. You're not gonna score here anyways.
Where's the goal? Where am I putting
It's
this?
underneath.
Oh.
Nice. So how did she go from moderator to lovemaker?
Lots of time chatting, playing video games, and visiting. We met at events and then visited in person. No.
Did you know she was interested, or did you just think it was like friend zone?
No, she was not interested.
So you put the heat on her?
Oh yeah, I'm the heat putter.
Dick's up 2-0. This doesn't happen, by the way. People who
Oh, it doesn't?
No, people who've never played Brawl Ball don't come up with a 2-0 lead. So how did
you should get good, scrub?
Wow. So how did what was like what game? Get in there. What game would you guys play together? Like initially,
I don't remember. We've played a lot of games over she's been on my stream a lot. She was a mod that also came on the cast and played games.
What did you do to take it to the next level? Did you say, hey, I want you to be more than a moderator?
Okay. Is this that time where we say we've gone too far? I don't feel comfortable for her sake with that one. If you don't mind. It's not me, but for her.
No, I'm pushing the buttons here. At this point,
I know you are. For her.
At this point, it's part interview.
If she's here, she can say, go ahead, tell him. But
he put his moves on while I was asleep.
oh, is she there?
Yeah,
is she
she's
there?
here.
Yeah.
What's up, Grizz? Get in there.
Hi.
See this? Now this is part interview, part distracting you and trying to.
We have a minute. Minute 4, huh?
Minute left. Dick's up 3-2, and he's getting nervous because his
I am
girlfriend's in
getting
chat.
nervous. Because you put the fucking real heat on me here.
Okay, plenty of time. How good's the music in this game too? It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Oh,
Oh, you can just hurl it?
pro strat, get up there. Oh, that was a big stop. 38 seconds left. Dick's up 3-2.
Oh no, I forgot about the wall.
Oh!
Yeah!
4-2, 30 seconds left. We gotta go. So you accosted Grizz while she was sleeping?
Not even true.
That's what she said. I'm just quoting. Direct quote.
I can't.
Oh!
Get out of here. Oh no.
Oh!
Pick up the ball, you fool! Pick up the ball, you fool!
Get in there!
Why will you not pick up the ball?
You can't pick it up with the weapon in your hand. 7 seconds. It's 4-3. Come on, get down. God. This is my game. Nicely done. All right, so Dick
You can't
picks
pick up
up
the ball with a weapon in your hand. That's why I wasn't picking him up.
So Dick picks up 250 points there. The next game mode we're gonna play is called Bomb Skip Ball, and the way this one works is it's a little finicky, but you can pick your guy now. It's a similar concept except basketball. There's 3 bombs on the level, and you have to pick them up and hit my target with them. So you have to throw it at the target.
Okay.
And
that's right trigger, you said?
Yes. And you get no points for killing. So you just every time you hit the target, you get a point.
All right.
I like to believe Dick knows I'm open with most things, but he's... The one thing he's told me, I'm the one that crossed the line before. It's completely up to him.
Well, I was still going through my divorce.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. We didn't...
That was part of the lack of interest on her part.
Got it. Okay. I wasn't looking... I was just looking at...
Once the divorce was
3,
finalized,
2,
then she couldn't
1.
resist my fucking ungodly charm.
All right.
Wait, oh, can I block these things?
Yeah, you can block. You can...
My body.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So Dick's the blue character. I'm the red tiger-looking thing.
What? I missed?
Yeah,
No.
this is hard. It's not... You can also bounce it, too, but there's also a scum strat, but unless you figure it out, I'm not going to use it because it's pretty cheap. Ooh.
Trying to hit it point blank because I can't hit it any other way. Dang it.
You know what's up, Grizz, by the way? I met Grizz at PAX South. We're best friends. She's a really
I hit
good,
it.
She's a really good friend of mine. No, she's really nice, though. All right, so right now it's 0-0. Oh, no, it's 1-0. Dick's up 1-0 with 2:10 on the clock. Get wrecked.
Target.
Oh, you're playing some D, huh?
Yeah. Oh, that's a bad idea.
That you
I
don't
realize
lose
the
any
negative
points
side.
for that, though.
No, but you're off the screen for a second. Wow, I keep throwing it the wrong way.
Give me a bounce. Oh,
Did I get the point for
you
that
did.
too? I did.
No, Grizz, your girlfriend's really nice. And we're really close. But see, that makes anything awkward now that I think about, like, being friends with someone that... Oh, nice. Trying
bounce.
to steal the bomb strats. Get in there! Let's go.
Oh, you got
3-2. 3-2, 1:30 left on the clock.
I was better at this bomb chucking.
I'm going to say you're going to have to... If you want a shot at the belt, you're going to have to win the next 2 rounds, for sure. Oh, ooh.
The bounce back.
3-2, Dick's up, 1:18 left on the clock for those guys who can't see. Oh. Get up there, 1:10 left. Does your girlfriend live in Michigan?
No, she lives in Canada.
Canada? Oh, that's right. That green card hype. Get up there.
You hit yourself, by the way.
Wait, how
That
did you
was
get
awesome.
4?
I hit it again.
All right, so
Bounce, you
45
fool.
seconds left. Dick's up,
Get away from me.
4-2. I may take out Scum Strats here.
Pick up scum strats, he said.
I haven't done it yet, but I'm thinking about it because I don't want to
Oh,
lose it. 4-3, Dick's up, 30 seconds left on the clock. Get up. Oh!
That was real close.
Oh, that was a
Nailed it.
nice shot. That was a long distance one.
No, I missed the block.
5-4, 20 seconds left. I'm going to say 2-point lead here could be over. But I'm going for the... Oh! Oh! No. 5-4, 10 seconds left. Get down. Get down. No. I blocked it. 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, nice. Nicely done.
Team wins.
All right. Dick squeaked that one out 5-4. He's got 500 total points in Brawlhalla. The last match is called Snow Brawl. The way this one works, Dick, is you are armed with an unlimited amount of snowballs. So when you throw it, another one comes back. And it's rules. It's like a smash battle. So you get points for knocking me off. But you also get 1 point for every snowball you hit me with. Make sense?
Lord Frax.
No, but let's try it.
All right, so let me turn you up in my headphones. So basically, it's like you gotta try to knock me off, and you get points for digging me with snowballs.
Huh. All right.
All right, so Dick is the queen. I'm the red guy, and this
Solo in here.
this one usually ends up in the 30 to 40 scores because it's just a lot of spamming of snowballs. So don't get nervous when I
How many points do you get for knocking people down?
3.
Okay.
So it's +2 and then I get -1. So it's like
How do I throw these snowballs?
just
one,
X normal
brawl.
attack.
Oh, okay. Oh
This-
no.
This one usually favors the less skilled because you can spam. Nice, 5-1 right off the bat, but that's the winner will have somewhere around 40 points, just so you know. So don't get nervous. Then you get nervous. games with Grizz watching. Getting nervous.
Ah.
8 to 7, 2:30 left on the clock. What do you think of Brawlhalla?
It's pretty sweet.
Get up there.
We have had a long time here without anyone
No,
getting hit.
this is a rarity. This is some.
Oh, there it is.
This is a
We
chess
broke it.
match.
Damn it.
13-9, 2 minutes left on the clock. I have a slight lead. Does your chat know your real name?
Some of them do.
You broadcast it.
I don't really talk about it. It's not that I'm like
Against.
embarrassed of it or hiding anything. It's just I'd like to be called the one thing. It's easier.
Have you ever had someone show up to your house?
No. Oh, Dan, you're killing me here.
20 to 10, minute 30.
Terrible
on
at
the
this game.
clock. Like I said, this one favors the unskilled because you can just spam a lot of attacks. Nice. 20 to 16, 120 left on the clock. Do you play any video games with your daughter?
Not yet.
No? Are you like... is
She's
there-
playing some like kid games, but nothing together. That kind of thing.
Do you ever think, like, are you going to introduce her to any of the ones that you played, do you think?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'd love to. Oh God. Dan, you're killing me.
25,
Literally.
18, 50 seconds left on the clock. Do your viewers
over.
ever ask you about your daughter?
Oh yeah, I've brought her down a couple times. This is, like I said, it's a separated space from the rest of the house, so it's my smoking dungeon and gaming dungeon. I don't want her around that, obviously, so...
Does that weird you out if they ask you about her, or no? Are you cool about it?
No.
31, 19, 35 seconds left on the clock. Oh, that was a big one. 31, 24, 30 seconds left on the clock. You had to get that kill. Oh. No. Oh. 31, 29, 20 seconds left on the clock.
A little defense as he comes out swinging.
No. 10 seconds. 32, 32.
5,
Six.
4,
No!
3,
No!
2,
Not at the last! Not of nowhere! Oh!
Red team.
Nicely done,
Fuck
Dick.
it.
You beat me in my own game. I pride myself on the football one. You beat me on that one. All right, so Dick picked up 500 points on that match. Dick, final thoughts on Brawlhalla. How do you think you did?
Terribly.
Why do you say that?
I think it's a fun game, though. I'd love to play more of it. Now you gave me something. Can you play this local, or is it only online?
No, you can play it local. I'm pretty sure.
Man, I got some company coming in the next few days, so...
Nice. All right, so
Always looking for good local co-op.
So I'd mentioned that we're playing 3 games. You don't know what the third game is, and you didn't download a third game. So the third game is a game we like to call Your Life According to Others. Okay?
Oh.
And the way this works is there are 8 questions.
So I can close the call so I can stop listening to the music for a second?
Yeah. So
All
there's
right.
8 questions, and you must correctly guess your friend's response to the question. Okay? So each correct answer is worth 500 points.
What friend?
That's the magic question.
Oh.
So prior, I told you there's a little work on the production end of this.
I didn't know this.
So your friend,
So it's the newlywed game?
that's a great way to
Okay.
describe it. So the newlywed game, or the game we're going to be, any guesses who it is?
I would guess Cobalt, but...
You would guess correctly. So prior
yes.
prior to inviting, or prior to having Dick start the interview, I sat down with Cobalt and asked him a series of 8 questions about RichardHammer.
Oh, Jesus.
I will
I
say,
actually just played the newlywed game with Cobalt and his girlfriend, by the way. I was the speaker, whatever.
the host.
Yes, and him and his girlfriend played the newlywed game. So
Okay.
I've seen his answers firsthand
Okay.
in scenarios like this.
Well, his answers, they could be serious, they could be funny, they could be random. We don't
I know.
It's
I know.
It's all on your guess. This game is extremely difficult. As a result, each question you get correct is 500 points. All right?
Okay.
Do you have any what's your confidence level in
I have zero
Okay,
confidence.
zero confidence. All right, we're gonna jump right into this. The first question, I asked Cobalt Streak about you. So you remember he's answering this. How you get
Right.
you get to it. All right, so
I got it. Newlywed Game, man. I'm in there.
All right, so
I have a game show addiction.
the first question you have to answer is when we asked Cobalt Streak to pick one game that you would want to play the rest of your life. One game. What do you think he said?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know the answer to that. What would Cobalt say? The rest of my life?
I'm glad I asked one of your friends and not one of your Twitch friends, by the way.
I don't think he'd say Isaac. I really don't. He might have to you just because it was an awkward question. I'm going to go with XCOM, just out of curiosity.
Okay, so when we asked Cobalt Streak what game he thinks Richard would play his entire life, he can only play one game. Then here's what Cobalt said.
If RichardHammer was limited to playing one video game for the rest of his life, what would it be? Probably, I'm going to say XCOM.
Oh, God, nailed it.
That's really hard to do. That's really to get the first question right. Nice, nice.
Feeling good now. Feeling
Nicely
good.
done. Real quick, I didn't show everyone the leaderboard. Just so you know, you're now at 1,550 points. The first place person has 4,600 points with their 7 questions left, so you can still get there. I think mathematics. But second place had 3,100 and third place had 2,725. So you're in this.
600?
Yeah.
He killed you in the games, man.
Yeah, and he did well in this part. But anyways, next question we asked Cobalt Streak was the question we asked him was, who is Richard Hammer's celebrity lookalike? So what celebrity do you most look like?
Rick Moranis.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Who's Rick Moranis for people that don't know?
Rick Moranis, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? Or, yeah.
Okay. So when we asked Cobalt Streak, who Dick Hammer most resembled, what celebrity? Here's what he said.
If I had to compare RichardHammer to a celebrity lookalike, it'd be that guy from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
God, we even know the same movie.
Nicely done. And you have not talked to Cobalt Streak about these answers prior to this.
No, I
Okay.
haven't.
All right. There you go. So Dick is 2 for 2. No one's ever batted 1,000 in your life according to others. No pressure. Next question. All right, here we go. We asked Cobalt Streak what is the most embarrassing story he knows about you. What do you think he would say?
Most embarrassing.
And this is the question that keeps on giving because when you get it wrong, we get 2 embarrassing stories.
I see what you did there. Most embarrassing story. Jesus. I'm not the kind of guy that gets embarrassed very often. I don't know. Oh, this one's got me. Embarrassing story.
What did Cobalt Streak say he knows is the most embarrassing story about you?
I'm going to go with the jail just because I think it might affect him more than it affects me.
Okay,
So I'm not sure, though. I really don't have
explain
confidence.
that a
in it.
little bit so our judges...
Going to jail.
For what reason?
Selling crack.
Okay. All right. Did you really do that?
Yes.
How did we not get into that?
We didn't get there.
All right, so...
I'm assuming that means the answer's wrong if you didn't hear it. So.
Selling crack, final answer?
Yeah, that's the best I got.
All right. When we asked Cobalt Streak what's the most embarrassing story he knew about RichardHammer, here's what he said.
Oh, what is the most embarrassing story I know about RichardHammer? He peed over a bathroom stall on one of his friends in high school.
Did do that.
Just to mess with him.
What?
Did do that.
What did you do?
I didn't remember I told him that. But he listens to my stream, so that was a cheaty question because he hears a lot of stories that I haven't directly told him.
Wait. So not only did you sell crack, you also urinated on a friend.
Uh-huh.
Was it over or under the stall?
Over.
What?
Yeah, I'm real proud of my pressure. I got serious distance.
All right, this interview just took a turn for the
Worst.
unforgettable. All right, next question. We asked Cobalt if he were to describe you in one word, what word do you think he used?
One word?
Cobalt is sighing before he answers every question.
One word. I'm going to go with real, just because I think it's what most people call me the most.
Okay,
But,
real final answer.
yeah.
All right, when we asked Cobalt Streak to describe Dick Hammer in one word, here is what Cobalt Streak said.
I hope it's adorable.
If I could describe Richard Hammer in one word, it would be smoky.
Smokey? Smokey? How was I ever going to get that? Smokey my ass.
All right. Next question. We asked Cobalt Streak if Cobalt Streak gave you $10,000 and you can't give it away, you can't spend it on your family, can't spend it on friends, you have to spend it on yourself.
Oof.
What did he say you would spend that $10,000 on?
Oh, I might. Did he only use one thing?
I can't give
Like
you that
this
answer.
question's a little misleading. All right, I'm gonna go with cigarettes and RX Energy, and because it would be both, but
Okay, so cigarettes and RX Energy.
yeah,
Okay,
Yep.
what's RX Energy?
my Arizona tea I drink.
Got it. Okay, so final answer: cigarettes and RX Energy. This is what you would spend $10,000 on.
Chat's answering it too the same way, so that's what we're going with.
Okay.
He might have said my daughter and made me look like a jackass.
No, that was not allowed. That question was not allowed.
Oh, you did say family, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So when we asked Cobalt Streak if he gave you $10,000, what he thought you would spend it on, here's what he said.
If Richard Hammer was given $10,000 to only spend on himself, he'd probably go to the casino and play slots or card
You
games.
just asked him then. You must have just asked him these questions. Dang it.
He did mention you guys went to the casino.
Did.
And he said you were like you're a big roller. What kind of bets are you laying down in the casino?
I'm not. He's just cheap. He's pushing the minimum bet on the slot machine with his $20 in there, all right? And he's mad that I'm max betting. I'm a penny slot machine.
All right. Next,
Yeah, I didn't think you would have asked him that recently. Dang it.
next question is
I started out strong, but we're slipping.
you
We're
got the
slipping.
first two right. That's okay. So you can still get in the top 3 leaderboard. The top 3 will always be remembered. All right. Next question is, what does Cobalt Streak think you're going to be doing when you're 80 years old?
Come on, man. When I'm 80 years old?
Out of all the questions I've asked you throughout
He
this
already
interview,
he threw me with a curveball with Smokey. Smokey.
out of all the questions, this is the most. I've asked you a ton of stuff. This is the most despair I've seen you in all night.
Dead? Is that an option? Nothing. Just literally nothing. If I've told Cobalt anything, it's that my dream is to do nothing.
Okay.
Absolutely nothing.
So when you're 80 years old, you think Cobalt Streak's going to say you're going to be doing nothing? Final answer?
He's going to say smoking or something. No, I don't know. Damn it, Dan. This one's hard. Smokey. I'll go with nothing. I don't know.
All right,
I don't
nothing.
know.
Final answer. When we ask Cobalt
Yeah.
Streak what he thinks Dick Hammer is going to be doing at age 80,
I'm curious to hear.
here's what he said.
What would Richard Hammer be doing in 80 years and why? He'd probably be living in the woods off the land just to see if he could.
That's pretty much nothing. Close.
Would you actually do that, do you think?
Oh yeah, I've been trying to convince him to do it with me. Like we want to record it all and live in the woods for 2 weeks. Just 2 nerds in the woods. See if we survive it.
I think you guys would survive physically, like find a way to make it.
Yeah.
Would you survive like without like electronics and stuff?
I would survive no problem without electronics.
How do you think Cobalt would do?
I think he would be really annoying and whiny, and we'd probably end up in fisticuffs, but we would have that bonding experience at the end. I mean, you did Big Brother, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, miserable moments that lead to great memories, right?
Well, I mean, it's different because there's an end goal in mind. It wasn't just to see if you could do it, But I would watch that if you guys set that up a stream.
We've been trying to set it up for a while, but neither of us have the motivation to actually
what if you just
kickstart
did it with Periscope?
Periscope for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
No, we want to do it. If we do it, we want to do it like a full-on silly production.
On Twitch?
No, we would put it on our YouTube.
Why wouldn't you do it? You wouldn't do it live on Twitch?
Think there's any way we could get into the woods and do it live without spending like a crazy budget?
Well, what if one of those cat piss energy drinks offered to sponsor?
Yeah, there we go. Now we're in. I would take it then.
There you go. All right. I would watch that. That'd be fun to watch.
It'd be hilarious. And Cobalt's a huge Survivor fan. You know that.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
All right.
Next question. I believe we have two more. We do have two more, right? Next question is...
Ruined it all, man.
If Cobalt Streak were to give you one superpower,
Ooh.
what superpower do you think he'd want to give you or that you would want? Same thing.
I know what I want, but I don't think he knows it. What would he give me? What kind of questions are these, Dan?
They're very revealing. Very revealing.
Superpower Cobalt.
I mean, there's
Streak
no
would
way we would
give
have found
me?
out you sold crack without these questions.
I would have told you if you asked about my... You got into my childhood. We skipped over my teen years. I have no idea. Flight. I feel like Cobalt would enjoy flying.
That is true, Chris. It is a misleading question. We do need some clarity. So this is all right, this is fair. So she says that, is it what he would give you or is it what you would want? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to defer this to the judge. The judges, because I can't listen to it obviously now. The judge is going to listen to the question and retype it for me. And there's an actual judge in the production sheet. And we're going to skip this question and come back to it. Is that fair?
I mean, if you want to.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying.
I'm not worried about it.
Okay. Well, let's go with it then.
All right. I went with Flight. I feel like Cobalt's... Yes.
Flight?
Yes. Flight.
Okay. Flight, final answer.
He's got a bird. Yeah, final
All
answer.
right, we asked Cobalt Streak what superpower he would give Richard Hammer. Here's what he said.
If he knows what I wanted, I'll be upset.
If I could give Richard Hammer a superpower, what would it be? Probably really powerful wind breath.
What? That's Cobalt Streak for you, though, right there, man. Imagination is just amazing. Wind breath.
Is there any way you would have gotten that right under any circumstance?
Never.
Right.
Not under any. I would have never considered wind breath an option. Wind breath.
Most people say like X-ray vision, flag, but that's
super strength.
That's what makes this great. All right, last question.
Wind breath.
Last question. What did Cobalt Streak say the nicest thing you ever did for him was?
Nicest thing I ever did for him was...
I think we all have wind breath. This is a big question. If you get this right, you're on the top 3 leaderboard. If you get it wrong, you will not be on the top 3 leaderboard.
Nicest thing I ever did... I helped him with his relationship. I don't know how to word it any better than that. We'll see if that's it. That's what I'm going with.
Okay. So, final answer, helped with his relationship.
Yep.
Okay. When we ask Cobalt Streak, what is the nicest thing Dick has ever done for him? Here.
Fucking wind breath.
Someone said, not piss on him while he's in the stall.
Not urinate on him.
All right, here's what Cobalt Streak said.
What is the nicest thing Richard Hammer has ever done for me? I don't know. Probably being my partner. Yeah, being my business partner.
Dang it. Dang it.
Thoughts on that?
I don't think he had a good answer. Okay, you could hear him like, I don't know, like I don't know.
That was a sweet,
wind breath.
That was a sweet answer.
It was a sweet answer. I love him dearly.
Yeah. He's a real friend, not a Twitch.
He is a good friend.
Not
a good friend. No, really, he's one of my best friends.
Not a Twitch friend.
I should just start calling them that. Twitch friends. There we go. We found a way to categorize them. Twitch friends.
All right, so your total score, actually, I misspoke. Your total score, you scored 550 in Quake
Terrible.
Live, 500 in Brawlhalla, and 1,000 in your life recording others, which is a total of 2,050, which puts you in 4th place overall out of 9 contestants. How do you
take
feel?
it.
How do you feel about that?
It's better than a 6 out of 13 from Grandpa.
All right, well, Dick, we want to thank you so much for coming on the show.
Wasn't this 2 hours?
It was supposed to be 2 hours.
No, we went over. We did good.
This is the longest show. This has been a.
I really had a riot, Dan. I had no idea what I was getting myself into, but I had a riot.
Oh,
I would love to do it anytime. We want to just chat.
There's a lot more left on the table that I would love to find out about you. But right now I want to tell people about where they can find you. So I have a screen up for you. It says they can find you at twitch.tv/Richard_Hammer, on youtube.com/RichardHammerTV, and twitter.com/RichardHammerTV. Can you tell us what's going on, and when they go to those channels, what can they expect to see?
Pretty much the same thing you got in this interview. I tell a lot of stories. I talk a lot about my life. We play a lot of variety games, indie, AAA if it really interests me, but mainly the indie stuff. But this is it. Nothing too exciting. Just a guy smoking cigarettes talking about things.
Is there any chance that you would have you talked about how you sold crack on stream before?
Oh yeah.
Can you give us just a little bit before?
You just want a taste of that?
Yeah, not of the crack, but of the story.
I know. I get that. What do you want to know?
Like,
What part?
how do you go? From,
How did I end up selling crack?
How do you go from being a 4th place Magic the Gathering 2nd place champion to selling crack?
You can do both at the same time.
Were you a Magic champion that dealt crack?
I was never a Magic champion, first
Well,
of
a
all.
Magic
Did I
qualifier.
play Magic the Gathering and sell crack? Yes.
That's like an entire comic or TV series.
I mean, it happened. To be honest, my friends, like a lot of people's friends in high school, I was 17, 18, and my friends started getting into drugs, pot, whatever, and it just, it snowballed from selling pot to my friends to selling crack to strangers, and
Did you ever get
I
shot
got
at?
arrested. Yep.
Dude, this is like a whole nother story.
The reason I've told this story on stream is it's not. I don't like it to ever come off as some bragging. It's the dumbest thing I ever did in my life. It's not worth in any way, shape, or form. Spent time in jail, but it ended with a positive result. I was in a bad relationship that ended while I was in jail. I met my wife and me finally got together after I got out of jail. She finally wanted to be with me and help keep me away from that lifestyle. So, and we'd been friends since high school. So it was kind of like, I don't know. It all worked out in the best, for the best.
No, I don't mean to make light of the situation. Just like totally.
Oh, there's no light of it. It was real. I was real bad, and I had a really bad few years. Yeah.
But the
Real
good news
crazy.
is that now companies
And-
are approaching you to peddle their legal
their legal
energy,
drugs.
their legal energy drink. So it all worked out in the end.
It's funny because I a lot of people don't realize it, but I've never drank ever. I've smoked marijuana maybe 3 times in my entire life. I don't do anything, so
you
it's a
try
very
crack?
weird way to end up in jail selling crack.
Did you ever try crack?
No,
You just sold it.
yeah, I never tried anything. But like I said, I've smoked pot 3 times in my life. That's the extent of my drugs. I don't even like pills. I don't take Tylenol unless I'm in a lot of pain. I don't like opiates, even Vicodin when I'm prescribed it. I don't take it. Yeah.
Well, you, sir, Mr. Dick Hammer, are an extremely, extremely interesting individual. And thank you so much for coming on the show. I had a blast. I learned a ton about you.
What an awkward way to end, Dan. Can we have a video games are cool, kids?
I tried to segue it from selling crack
You
to
did.
getting paid.
Thanks for being here. See ya.
No, but I think a lot of people learn from your story, and I think a lot of people, are going to, if they don't already, they know that you're a straight shooter, and do things a little different on Twitch, and that's definitely, I would say, has played into why you've been so successful.
I guess so. That's what I get told. It's hard to pinpoint your own success, I think, a lot of the times, and things that make you something different. So to me, it's just who I am every day. So yeah, it's weird. It's weird to try to say that's why I'm successful, because I'm me.
Well, I mean, I think it's refreshing, and I think a lot of people can relate to that. And I know, getting to know you a little bit better over this past, hour longer than it was supposed to go. I really appreciate you taking the time out, and I think
I had a riot. I'm not kidding. I did. I had a lot. I told you beforehand, I was genuinely nervous. It was really good, and thanks for being a very good interviewer.
Oh, you make it easy.
You got right in there and didn't care to ask the tough questions. You didn't avoid it. I liked it.
No, you made it easy, man. People want to know, are you going live after this?
Not immediately. I got to eat.
Okay.
So if you asked, or you said earlier where you can find me, I'll be at McDonald's in like 20 minutes in Paw Paw, Michigan. Exit 60 on 94. Feel free. Stop it.
If anyone meets him there in the next 30 minutes, I'll buy your meal. Just tweet me a picture of it. All right.
$12. Thanks, Dan. Thanks.
No, but seriously, Dick, thanks so much for taking time out of your evening and away from your family to come on the show. And it's wish you nothing but success. I look forward to seeing you at the next event and giving you a hug and calling you best friend.
Besties. You can harass me anytime. Now you have my contact info.
sure.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
I hope some of my chat made it over, but you guys have been wonderful.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Thank you guys so much. If you guys enjoyed the show, make sure to check out Richard Hammer on all of his socials, his channels, his YouTube. All the links are right there. And if you guys enjoyed this show, we go live every Wednesday with a new interview. I encourage you guys to hit the follow button. But that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you guys next week. Make sure one of the moderators please drop Richard's Hammer's link. They already did. Make sure to go follow him everywhere. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.